Sí, acá me conecto con las dos. Así la gente en casa ve a la gente que está acá. A ver, espérate porque cerré. No, pero Cheryl que estaba acá tiene que volver a entrar. Tengo que mandarle un mail a Cheryl, decirle que se conecte de vuelta porque desconecté. Hi Barbara, give me a second. I need to email Cheryl who got kicked out when I restarted the app. Give me 1 second.
Downloads icon above, then double click Zoom back. Oops,
A ver si Cheryl quizás está esperando y como la volví a empezar a la clase quizás no se le ocurre volver a empezar. Entonces ahí le mandé mensaje que vuelva a engancharse. Okay, so hi Barbara, I'm just talking in Spanish because the two gentlemen who are here happen to be both Spanish speakers, but now that
I wish I was.
now that we're here, we will switch back to English. I'm hoping people show up, but since this is that staggered time where at the beginning I have people who don't, know everything and then the rest come in later, I'm going to help Miguel and anyone else who shows up online first with getting connected. So, are you in? Yeah, because when you first turn these on, yeah, they, let's say continue. These computers assume that you are like brand new, and it starts like a completely new computer, yeah. So now we are here, and
Is not my computer making the noise?
good. And then I can get rid of these, and now the rest we will do with everyone. Okay. I'm hoping what I hope is when people who are new to class come early in the Zoom, because then we can download the class files with them. But I don't know. I told people to come either at 4:45 was the beginning time, or 5:55 for the people on Zoom who hadn't been taking the class for a while. And then I believe I used. Let me see what the invitation said. Usually I send the invitation earlier. You have a week to prepare, but since we didn't know it was going to run, so the rest will show up at 5:15. So 5 p.m. and 5:15. So right now it's almost 5 p.m. So some people will show up hopefully, and then the rest will show up at 5:15. So we still have 15 minutes. So those of you who are here, Barbara, it's been a while, but you've taken my Photoshop classes a lot. So she's a Photoshop user, but and you've taken some of the InDesign and Illustrator classes, I know. But we just finished the Digital Design Techniques class, and so this one here is applying the tools that we learned in Digital Design Techniques and trying to create a product, which in this case we're going to choose a product called a newsletter. But everything we learn applies to any product you're making, right? So it doesn't matter if you're making a newsletter or a brochure or a postcard, right? It's the tools that we need to learn. So I'm going to make sure that everyone opens up all these apps and get the class files, and then we're going to see who shows up around 5. So around now, if anyone new is going to show up, they'll show up. So what I'm going to do here is, for those of you who are here at school, you're going to have to download the class files and make sure that you're connected to the internet. Not you, because your computer is on the internet, but you. So go to the, let me hit escape so that you go and have your, So why is your escape now? There we go. So let's go over to your Wi-Fi. Okay. Oh, you're connected with your phone.
Right.
But you can connect with the school.
Okay. Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
More faster.
So SBCC connect, and then it's going to ask you your account name is your pipeline account. Put in your pipeline account.
Okay. I mean, just putting it.
Yeah, just write it in there. Okay, and then here under password, and then put in your pipeline password. It seems like it might be remembering it.
Yeah, I hope that's not my computer making.
What's that?
I'm hearing a motor run. I was hoping it wasn't my computer.
I'm actually here. We're having a beeping going on in the back, which is surprising me. It's been beeping all day, and there is a server there. But I'm hearing it going. You can hear it? It's been bugging me. So this is your computer password now, the one that when you open your computer, like when you open your computer, and the one that it asks you for. Miguel, do you have any of these applications at home? Okay, good, you're connected. And now it'll automatically, when you come in, it'll connect so you can close them. So now you're on Wi-Fi.
I can't remember what it does. I can't remember what it is you click on to get to that page you have with all the documents and class files. I don't hear you, Diane. Are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So you haven't experienced this yet, but this is the microphone that I have. Because otherwise the people at home don't hear me through the regular microphone. But every now and then, it just dies. Like, I'm still talking and you don't hear me. So you need to do exactly what you said. Say, you don't hear me, and I just have to press the button and it starts again. But at some point, since I've been teaching for so many hours, it will die, and I have a second one ready. So Barbara, if at every point you don't hear me at all, just tell me, I don't hear you, and you might see me go and change to a new microphone. I just had to have two for the span because I've been teaching since early today. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and you should be able to see that here in the background. And I'm going to make this bigger so that you guys can see everything. Here we go. And then for those of you who are in the chat, which right now it's just you, Barbara, go ahead and give me a little hi there.
Hi there.
Put on the chat.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So that you get registered in as attending. That's what I need. And then for the rest of you guys, and that's what I'm using. Okay, so now I'm going to use Safari because I'm on a Mac, but you can use whatever browser you want to do. We're going to open a browser, okay? And then we're going to go to my.sbcc.edu, so my.sbcc.edu.
It'll be.
Let's see, you're getting some kind of welcome message or something. Yeah, there we go. So in here, click in there, and my.sbcc.edu. But they just enter adentro because that way I can see where you guys are at instead of out there. Okay, and then sign into your pipeline account. Okay, let me go see. And I'm going to log in. my.sbcc.edu. So my dot.
Okay, pipeline.
Good. And now return enter. Perfect. Good. And now your pipeline account and username again. And then when you get here, it's got all these messages for students. So just say got it and got it and got it and that kind of thing until you get to the initial page. I don't remember it being pink in the back. Is that new?
I think mine was.
Yeah. When did it get pink? I didn't choose it to be pink, right? It just is pink. Is everyone got pink right now? Yeah.
They washed it with some red paper.
Yeah, they changed it.
I need to go to.
The red is still red, yeah, but the pink is new to me. You're there? Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go here on the left side. We're going to click on the word Gmail. Okay. And now look at me. On the right side where you see your icon and the SBCC would be your name, then click on that little waffle icon. And when you do that, oh, here comes Ed. And once you do that, then choose Drive. Hi, Ed.
Oh,
I don't know if Ed is hearing me at all.
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Ed. How are you?
I heard you. I just wanted to log on to see you actually got permission to do the class. So,
They did give me permission based on 14 people. I don't know at 5:15 when the last ones need to straggle in whether we will have 14, but we shall see. And if we
if
have
you
they
if
said
you don't if you don't get 14, do they cancel it?
well, no, the roster has 14 and they gave it a yes,
Okay.
conditional, because on the catalog it only shows us in person, and it's only people I've told that it's online, so there isn't enough information. So they
Okay.
said that this time they'll give me an exception. But I don't know if I need to tell on myself that I don't have 14. So I'm gonna
So anyway, you want me back on at 5:30? Is that when you want us?
Uh, no, right now we're downloading class files. I don't know, 5:15 is when the last ones should straggle in, which is 7 minutes from now.
All right, I need to get off the iPad and get on the computer, so I'll go over
Perfect.
there. Okay,
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, so, oh, here comes Catherine.
Ah,
All right. Hi, Catherine. So Catherine was with me in the class I taught earlier, so she's been around all day with me, and Barbara in half of that one. So,
producing a digilators.
all right, can you hear me, Catherine? Yeah? I'm not sure if you can hear me still. 'Cause usually you're answering, but you're muted, so if you're talking to me, I can't hear you.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so I was walking people through to the class files. So do you remember how to get all the way to the Google Drive, Catherine? If not, I'll walk back for a second.
Wow, there's a lot of files in here.
So Catherine, can you, I see you saying something, but you're muted again. So did you say yes or not, or should I?
I think I know how to get to the files, but I didn't load the VDI thing, and I think I'm going to just kind of audit it without the what you
Without the
call it?
VDI? Okay.
Without
It's
the
only 2
yeah.
days. For those of you,
Yeah.
by the way, those of you who signed up to this class,
Oh, here we go.
this class will be continued. This is Monday, Wednesday. Producing a digital newsletter. And next week is producing a digital magazine, and it's also Monday, Wednesday. And really, I run them as if it were one class, because there's not enough in 1 week to finish a full thing. So in this week, I teach you certain skills, and then on the second week, we produce the full piece, okay? So if you're not signed up to next week yet, are you signed up to producing a digital newsletter? Okay, so maybe during break or later I can show you how to sign up for the, remind me or I will forget to sign up for next week's class. Because really it's 4 classes in a row. Does that make sense? It's Monday, Wednesday. Yeah, today I'm going to show you around. We're going to do a lot of stuff more advanced than what we did in the digital design techniques class. So a lot of these people have been in my digital design techniques class that finished last Wednesday. And then today they're continuing. But in fact, right now, both Barbara and Catherine are new today to class. And Miguel. So actually, I'll see your level and kind of see where to get going. Bob asked me, but he's not here. Maybe he'll show up at 5:15. Um, yeah, because he emailed me, but he's not here yet. And Cheryl was joining, and then she was joining when I first came in, and I don't know where she is right now. She
Can
connected.
you clarify? Is there, I thought it was 2 classes. There's another one after this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that in the catalog.
It's,
Come
hold
on,
on.
printer work.
Hold on 1 second, because both Bob and Cheryl are trying to get in and they're not.
Sorry.
Everyone, give me a second. I need to try and get Bob and Cheryl. Um, so let me go back to Bob and Cheryl and text them and write to them. Bob,
Well, it's trying to do something.
okay, here comes, oh no, it's Catherine again. Where did Cheryl and Bob end up? They were both signing in.
Come on, printer. I'm going to print that.
Okay, so I'm going to have to send them the link again, because I don't know what's... Cheryl was there, and she got dropped, and now she's not here, so I'm not sure what happened. And Bob emailed me twice, yesterday and today, so I know he's coming. Here's Cheryl. Okay, good. Sí, 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 andando. Okay. Hi, Cheryl.
Okay, clear that. So, I got this up.
Okay, I'm just sending this to Bob, who was here and then dropped out. And Cheryl, nice to see you. Yeah, I saw you there at the beginning, and then you disappeared, and then I didn't know if you had been able to connect again, or were you having issues? Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, Cheryl, you're muted in case you're trying to talk. I think you were having issues with your connection because you were there and then you weren't there. And now you're not talking, so I don't know. Hopefully you can hear me. Here, let me give you one of these and I'll tell you what they are in a minute. Okay. And here comes Ed.
Oh, I got it.
Cheryl, are you unable to unmute yourself so that I can hear you? Hi, Ed. All right, so I'm not sure what's up with Cheryl because she's not answering back. Let me see if she's writing in the chat. Are you writing something in the chat, Cheryl? Let me see. No, so everyone who's online, please go to the chat and give me a little hi there, hey ho, and go ahead and let me know. See if maybe that's what's happening with Cheryl, that she can't write to me. Oh, there, you unmuted yourself, Cheryl. But if you're saying something, I can't hear you because I see that you're unmuted now. So go to the chat. Okay, microphone is still broken. So fun. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, okay, I can see you now. Okay, well then, my audio is bad.
Yep.
Is anyone else having issues with my audio? Catherine, you can hear me. Barbara, you can hear me. Yeah.
Yes.
Cheryl can hear me. I think it's you, Ed. Sorry to say. Everyone else can hear me fine. Check in on your audio. Let me put this a little bit lower. Sometimes my scarf gets in the way, but then it gets hot and I take it off. I used to have it connected to my scarf because I was here teaching all day. Okay, so just so you know, this microphone is fine until I was just touching it. If you were hearing that noise, that was me touching it. but other than that, when I don't touch it, you shouldn't hear background noise. When I suddenly keep talking and you stop hearing me, you need to speak up and say, Diana, we can't hear you, because I need to go and reset the button. It just kind of every half hour, or every 20 minutes, it decides to give up the ghost, and I have to just press the button again, okay? So if you see me that I keep talking and you don't hear me, I can hear you, so just tell me, can't hear you, and I'll just press the button again, and then you'll hear me again. Just saying. Okay, so I was walking people through the class. I just wanted to introduce you here in the classroom. We have Wally, say hi. You guys have met him before online. And this is Miguel, say hi, right there. And then over there, it's Barbara, Cheryl, Ed, Catherine, and I'm expecting Bob, who wrote to me a bunch of times, so I know he was interested in being here, and I don't know where he is right now. Then I don't know who else is going to show up. There's 14 people on the roster, but I don't know where they are, so I don't know if they'll be here. So I'm going to get going. I started having people go and download the class files. So for those of you who are doing this right now, Catherine, if you're going to be doing this on VDI next class, then you don't need to download the class files anyway, if you don't have the apps on your computer. And Cheryl, you're on VDI, right? No, Cheryl, you have, after all that issue, you have the apps. Okay, and Ed just had to leave. He had a bad connection. He'll probably reconnect because he was hearing bad audio. Okay, so everyone else has to download these class files. So I was in the middle of doing that, in the midst of doing that, when some more people showed up. So now I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to continue. So I had gotten to the point where we signed in to my.svcc.edu. Oh, here comes Ed again. I don't know where Bob is. Oh well. He might have just signed up to help, and he isn't going to take the class. Okay, he did ask me questions about stuff, so he's not using InDesign anyway. Okay, so now that we're here, we signed into my SPC.edu. We're going to go to Gmail, and that's what I had done. And then for those of you who got there, then over here at the far right, we're going to click on this little Google Apps icon and click on that and choose Google Drive. And that's kind of where I stopped. So for people who were following, that's as far as I got. Okay? So now, on the left side of the screen, go to Shared Drives. Shared Drives. And once you see Shared Drives, you should see the Producing a Digital Newsletter folder. Double-click to open it. And if you don't see it, let me know. But you should be seeing it. And if you see it and you find it, then give me a yes. Yeah, I think Katie was joining. I emailed her. She's not on the roster. She wanted to be in it, and I emailed her and told her that she hadn't signed up. She signed up for the next week's one. She didn't sign up for this one, and I emailed her and told her that, but I'm going to email her and give her the link. Let me do that.
L-V-I-N-G.
So,
F-U-C.
let's see, Katie,
Keith.
Keith,
Keith.
let me send her the link. Okay.
What's the name of this one?
There we go. So I sent it to Katie. She got registered. She said she was going to join both, but then in the roster she appears only in next week, so she probably typed the number wrong. So she's not in this one officially. But I'll send her the link anyway. She can register later. But I hadn't sent it to her, so thanks for reminding me because she never got the link. Okay. So no. the files are not the same. When you go here to the shared drives, you will find the producing a digital newsletter, and it's a different set of files. It's not the files from the Digital Design Techniques. So now here where it says digital newsletter class files, you all see that? Give it a right click and then download. Okay, we're going to download. Right click for you would be control click. Or did you do the, yeah, so, and download. But did you try the 2 fingers down? That's right click, 2 fingers down.
Oh, okay.
Remember we talked about it the other day, so try that.
That's what I do.
Bit little click.
Well,
Gentle, no, not even just one
See.
look. Gentle, that's all. And do you have a mouse here? Oh. I can lend you one. I can lend you a mouse if you want. You're okay with that? Okay. All right, so did you download the class files, Miguel? What? Say allow? Yeah, some of you might get a whole, should I allow? Please say yes, allow. Yes, Catherine? Catherine? Okay. Cheryl, can you go and, oh, you did sign into the, everyone signed into the chat, good.
Question was, I just go into Drive, right? And then I go share Drive from my login. Isn't that how I get to them?
Yeah, but if you're not going to have the if you're not going to have the apps installed on your computers, you don't need to do this. You're going
Okay.
to get it on the VDI. They're already
I see
uploaded
what
on
you're
VDI.
saying.
So
Okay,
you don't
all right.
want to. This
Okay.
is a lot of files you don't need to load your computer
Okay.
with unnecessarily because you can't use them unless you have
Okay.
the Adobe app. So you
Yeah.
have to get into VDI.
Thank
And
you.
if you want to attempt getting onto VDI now while we're talking, go for it. But if you've never done it and you need help,
Yeah, I don't think I can afford the Creative Cloud, so
okay.
thank you.
So the Creative Cloud, just so you know, because you might know what the real prices are, and it's still, you might not afford even the student prices, but the student prices are $50 for 6 months or $100 for a year, okay? So depending on whether, if it's just to learn right now and never use it again, it's not worth it. And if it's for something that you might want to use in the future, then it's worth it. And Catherine had asked me earlier on, she was in my morning class, whether she could use Canva for this. And Canva is a whole different creature, meaning once you learn the stuff that you have to learn here, you can apply that to Canva, but Canva is based on templates and stuff. Like if you know to do what we're doing here, you can do it in Canva. But Canva is a much simpler program than this. And Canva now is doing everything much more automatically with AI and stuff, versus here we're going to be doing things by hand, so to say, like really figuring out how to get these things done and what it takes. So you can then replicate what we're doing here and try to replicate it on Canva, okay? But we're not going to, but you won't be able to use Canva parallel to us during the class time, if that was your question. But yes, the knowledge that you learn here, you can then apply to Canva. Does that make sense, Catherine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, Barbara?
how do you do save as? I don't have that option to, just
Well,
click on it up
Over
by the.
here, we're not doing a save yet. We're downloading. So here we're
No,
doing right-click download.
I copied and I want to do a save as, so I can put it where I want to.
Oh, so, well, if you mean on well, here's the thing. For those of you who are on a Mac computer now, so everyone who's here, if this
I'm
is
sorry.
everyone who's here in class, we don't need this folder right now anymore. So you can move it out of the way by going to these 3 dots here and clicking on this little minus. So Miguel and anyone who's here, just move it out of the way. We'll come back. But click on this little, there's X, red, green, and blue. Click on the yellow one to get it out of the way. Okay? And then, because there's so much going on and I don't want to deal with one more app, I'm going to avoid Bridge right now. And I'm going to go straight to the Finder window, because I can support the people who are here. If you're on a PC, then go to the Mac Explorer window. And then here on the left side, look for the word Downloads. So Miguel, on the left side, on this thing, go look for the word Downloads, and there's your digital newsletter class files. Should be there in your Downloads. Um, for those of you who are here, you can then, that's where you could, if you want to drag it here into favorites, and that might be helpful to then be able to click on and then you just have the class files, right? So let me just show you again what I did. I think Miguel, you weren't looking, so watch me again. If you found the folder, just drag it here where it says favorites until you see, like, not when into something else, but you see that line and you let go, and that gives you a quick access to that folder. For those of you who are at home, please be my guest to use Bridge, and I'm happy to use Bridge as well, but I don't necessarily need to use Bridge right now for people who are new to class. Those of you who have been in my class before, you do know how to use Bridge, so you can use it. In which case, for those of you using Bridge, then please go to,
Oh, you got some new pictures.
this is my, yeah, the Photoshop class files. And then, so what you go to your downloads in Bridge. This is, don't bother about this, Miguel, but those of you who downloaded and are using Bridge, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open the digital class newsletter class files, and I'm going to drag them out here, and that's how I'm going to use it through Bridge. So if you know how to use Bridge and you're using Bridge, please do that. I'm trying to see who joins us. All the rest of you guys know how to use Bridge. Barbara, you used to use Bridge, so it's just Catherine who's not going to be using this right now anyway, and Cheryl who knows how to use it. So I'm just going to support Miguel through using it, and maybe we will use Bridge. But right now, I'm okay if you use Bridge or if you just use your own files. Okay, and then here, I'm going to go back for a second, grab this folder and just put it here, like a little quick access to it, so you don't have to go into the downloads anymore. Okay. Now this is just, are you at home? Do you have a Mac or a PC? Okay. So this is just so that you can find the folders, and we're going to make this as list, and then you can open that, and that's how you see what's in there. That, see what's in there. That, to see what's in there. See that little arrow there? So play around with that while I have. Okay, who's joining us? Oh, Bob is joining us. Okay. Here comes Bob. Yeah, so, hi Bob. Give me a second. Yeah, so go to the downloads, go to
Hello.
your computer, and double click on the hard drive for a second. Oh, well, actually go to Wally. It's better. Double click on downloads. No, actually grab downloads and put it here. Like right under document, yeah. Okay, now click on downloads, and here's digital class files. Drag that and put it here. There you go. And now click on that. Cool, these are the class files for today. All right, hi Bob.
Hi.
Nice to see you. I got you. I've been teaching all day, so I couldn't answer your email, which, it deserved a longer answer, so I'll get around to that later. But meanwhile,
Thanks.
what I just had everyone do was download the class files. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that again, and then everyone else slightly patient. There's so few of us, I want to make sure that everyone has the class files. So do you remember, I don't know if you remember how we did it before, but you need to go into your, let me just close everything up.
Okay.
You need to go into your my.sbcc, because we need to go into our hard drive, so my.sbcc.edu. Everyone else has them already, so you guys explore the stuff that we just downloaded while I help Bob, okay? You know what? Maybe it's easier to help you, Bob, to make it faster, if you share your screen, and I'll walk you exactly through what, because everyone else already did it.
Oh, okay.
Ed, is it the noise still there? Do you want me to try to mute people? Barbara, I'm going to mute you for a minute, because Ed's having
Okay.
issues with sound, and he's wondering if it's coming from your computer. I don't know, but there you go. I muted Barbara. Is that any better?
No, but when she was talking, it was going away, so that's why I thought.
Oh,
It
So you
is,
still have it,
it
huh?
is, yeah,
Okay.
it's annoying, and I've been on things all day long, and everything's working fine, so it's gotta be something in here.
Okay,
I'll
so
live with it.
let me help Bob for a second because he's going wild for a second. So hold on, and then I'll help
Oh,
you.
don't let Bob go wild.
Don't let Bob go
That would
wild.
be
No,
that.
no, no.
No, don't let him out of his
Well,
cage. No.
he is a wild man. He will go wild.
Chupacabra.
Okay.
I just photographed Chupacabra the other day.
Who?
Chupa, you know, the goat sucking,
Oh,
the
the chupacabra.
the
Yeah.
Mexican,
Yeah.
creature
No, I
thing.
just didn't. I thought you were saying Barbara, and I'm like, oh, you photographed Barbara? Because she's.
No, Chupacabra.
Okay. All right, Bob. So here we go. Let's do this so that we can continue. So go down here, click on this background, which is your Safari, your browser, whatever browser it is. Click on it to bring it up front. Yeah, just click. Okay. And now go to my.sbcc.edu.
Oh, okay.
Click in here. Click in here and those words, and that'll all get highlighted, and you just replace it with my.sbcc.edu.
So I killed the Zoom thing, or
Yeah.
where
You
do I
don't
do
need
it?
that. After you're connected, you don't need it anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
Click in there and write my.sbcc.edu. No spaces, just my.sbcc, no space.
Okay.
My.sbcc.edu.
My dot SBCC
Dot
dot
edu.
edu.
Yep. And then hit return. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Now move it up higher. Sign in. Okay. Say log in. Perfect. Move it up higher so that we can see all the sides of the windows. You know me. I keep trying to hopefully one of these days I'll teach you, Bob, to stop moving things around. Okay. Good. Now you have to say got it a few times because since you haven't been here for a while, they're trying to ask you stuff. So say yes to those.
Oh, I'm staying abroad now. Huh.
Yeah. So just say got it or you won't be able to move forward. So click on got it.
Where's got it?
Down there.
I did that, right? Oh, up there.
Yeah. Okay. And now here go to Gmail.
Yeah.
Whenever you share, my mouse has a hard time. Well, that's taking a while to go to your Gmail.
Which one?
Yeah.
This one?
It's right now. It's still drawing for me. If it already happened for you, okay. So now on the right side of the screen, where you see the SBCC logo, way over there. Move your mouse way over to the right side of the screen.
Oh, yeah, this.
And this
The
little
waffle?
icon. Yeah, every time yeah, the waffle icon, exactly.
And then you go drive, right?
Don't move things around, just click on the waffle icon. Yep.
Done.
Okay. I don't see it. It's having a hard, it doesn't refresh quickly. So if you're in the Google Drive, then go find your shared drives. Yeah, there we go. Shared drives. Drive. And now you're going to have to, since you moved it again, you're going to have to see the left side. Doesn't it drive you crazy to have to move back and forth all the time?
Well, I got another complete computer over on the other side. I was like, blah.
Okay. Because now you have to go to the left. Like, if you never move this window ever, then you don't have to be moving anything. But since you move it all the time, you constantly have to move it. It's like you're causing, like, you need to go to there you go. Now you can click shared drives. Don't move this window anymore and you have everything you need. Shared drives, perfect. Okay, double click on producing a digital newsletter.
Oh, here.
Okay, and now, don't double click, but the first folder you see, just select right click and download. Yeah, the top choice is download.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Sorry, everyone. I just need to.
I really didn't know that I was supposed to do this stuff prior to the class.
No, but the class started at 4:30, so at 4:45. Sorry, 4:45. So we were been doing this since 4:45. So we didn't
But
have
I
to do
read
it
the
before the class.
messages, and it sounded like because I'd been in the class before, it.
Yeah, then you could come in at 5:15.
Oh,
Okay. But since you were the only one not here, I had everyone download the class files before that. All right, so they're coming in.
sorry.
That's okay. I was expecting some people who haven't been in the class before to show up, and only Miguel here is, and Catherine and Barbara, 3 of you guys showed up who hadn't been in the digital scientist. Okay, so that's downloading. So I'm going to stop your share because that's going to take a while while your files are downloading. That was like a tongue twister there for some reason, and I'm going to share mine. Okay, so I was beginning to explain to the people who were here a bit earlier, so not all of you heard this. Not sure right now how many of you did hear this whole spiel or not. But we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into making a product. It so happens that this class is called newsletter, so we're going to have a newsletter as our product. But what we're learning here applies to any product you make, including online products or books, which is Bob's interest, or Catherine, who's working on marketing materials and stuff like that for her business, including newsletters, I believe, Catherine, from the last time we talked, but it's been a while. So what I'm saying is, although I'm focusing on a product called a newsletter, it applies to everything. And we're going to be using InDesign as our layout program, which is the same stuff that we used in the Digital Design Techniques class. And then we're going to be sourcing photos and sourcing vector files from Illustrator. But mainly we're going to be figuring out how to put the stuff together in InDesign. We learned a bit last class. It was a class where I left you guys with less knowledge that I normally finish Digital Design Techniques with. So I'm going to have to play some catch up, right? So this is the newsletter class is today and Wednesday. And then next week is create a digital magazine. And what happens is today and Wednesday you'll be doing a lot more of these technique learning things. We're not going to complete a project, but we're going to work on a project that's complete and distinguish how to use certain things. So this time we're actually opening final and in-progress newsletters to learn more instead of starting from scratch like we did during the Digital Design Techniques class. And then next week, which is technically a different class, but really it's like part B. And next week we will be creating a product from A to Z, because then you'll have enough knowledge to put it all together for our final piece. Does that make sense? So we'll still be building. So if you're not yet in the digital news magazine class, which is Monday, Wednesday, so it's basically like a total of 4 classes that are connected. Does that make sense? So for those of you who still aren't in that second class, please sign up so that you can get the complete, process. Okay. Now, I'm the one sharing. So I see you have a question. Just a second there, Catherine. So either in the Finder window, if that's how you want to see your files, or for those of you who are in Bridge, if you know how to get to Bridge to see the newsletter files, I have 3 folders. One is the final version of a newsletter, and this is the beginning version of it, right? So we're going to use the final to see what we're heading towards, but we're going to be working with the beginning one to start to figure out how to get towards that. And we're going to explore some things from the final one. And then we have another newsletter going on here that we're going to do a little bit of work in to learn how to pop things into. So these are the files that we need to use. And this time you do need the class files because we're not starting from scratch like before. We're actually using existing files. So before I open one of these, I'm going to stop my share. Catherine, your question, and then Bob, I want you to share your screen while Catherine's asking, because I want to show you how to get to these class files in Bridge so that you can join us.
Sorry,
Catherine?
I my hand was up from earlier. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll just lower it.
So then
I
here we're going
apologize.
to open Bridge. So type the word Bridge. There it it is. That's enough. Now hit the return key. Okay. And then, since everyone else has OpenBridge, I'm going to have you OpenBridge. I didn't know how many people had it, but basically you do have it. When it opens up, let me know. Okay. Let me bring down your hand, Catherine, and here we go. Bob, can you share your screen? Perfect.
Yeah. And I have Bridge up.
Yeah. So we're going to go into your downloads folder to find the files. So go to Bridge, click on Bridge. Don't move this one out of the way. Do my favor, try it. Try it my way. Don't move this one. Just click on Bridge that's behind you.
Okay.
Click on Bridge. It'll pop in front. Yeah. Just click on it. It'll just, there we go. All right. So on the left side of your screen here,
Oh.
one of these says your name. I'm not sure which. Do you see one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
says downloads? No. So click
Yeah,
on the one
I
that
do.
has your name. You have a downloads. Okay, click on downloads. Perfect. It's really broken up. It's hard to read. But if you have downloads, click on it. Okay. And then I don't, go here by file, sort here. I'm guessing because I really don't see this well. It's all broken up. But over here, go to file, sort by type, by file type. Do you see where my mouse is? Okay, that pink. Now
Oh,
move
up
over to
there.
this
Oh,
guy
oh.
over here. Yeah, and click on sort by file type. There we go, the second choice. There we go. And now one of these is going to be called digital newsletter, whichever one it is. I can't distinguish. It's too broken up for me to tell which one it is. No, don't open it.
Is there any kind of order
One of
time-wise?
well, alphabetical order, so look for the D's. It's too broken up for me to tell which one it is, but one of these names, one of these folders is digital newsletter. Which one is it? Is it that the one? If this is the one, then drag it out here. Is that
I
the
have
one
no
you're
idea.
pointing to? Is that it? I'm seeing gibberish, so you need to tell me which one of these is called digital newsletter.
It's none of these.
Okay, so you're in your
Could it be
download.
in documents, not downloads?
No, you downloaded it. Okay, now
Yeah.
I'm seeing, unless your downloads go somewhere else.
No.
Oh, I think last time you were one of those that it did go somewhere else. Okay, so follow my mouse. Go over here and let's see where they are. So go back to Safari. Do you see way over there? Yeah, do you see my arrow? Yeah. Click on this to see if we can find your files, see where they downloaded. Over far right, follow my green
Dashboard,
arrow.
Santa Barbara, blah, blah,
Nope,
blah.
nope. Keep
No.
going to the right. Keep going all the way to the right. All the way to the right. Keep going to the right. And I don't think you see my markings because you don't follow my green. There.
Yeah.
Okay, there, click
and
on
you want
that.
me to-
Yeah, click on that. Let's see if we can see your...
Oh, I got crap in my. Yeah, there it is. And it says
Okay.
open file.
Open file. Yeah, double click to see where they went. Double click. Or say it show all downloads. That would be even better.
Now it's there.
It's in your
The downloads.
folder. Yeah. You have to take my Mac classes, Bob. I'll help you work on your computer, I swear. Even if you don't use the InDesign, you will learn how to use your Mac so much better than you use it. And this is for anyone, not just Bob, who struggles with their computer. Okay, go back to go back to Bridge then, which is down there, and let's see if we can find the digital newsletter class files. For some reason on this screen, I'm just seeing gibberish. On this one, I'm seeing good. You guys are seeing, yeah, I don't know why. Okay,
There's
there it is.
where?
The fourth folder.
Ah,
Now drag
Okay.
it over here. Just drag it out. Yeah, perfect.
sorry, really sorry.
And now, there you go. And now click on it. And now let me do the same thing for you. You need to put in your username, pipeline username.
Where?
Okay, no, now I'm talking to Miguel. I'm sorry, I'm talking to Miguel.
Oh,
At pipeline.sbcc.edu. At pipeline.sbcc.edu. Okay, say continue. And then this one is company, because you're at the school computer, and then put in your password, school password, pipeline password. No, sorry, I'm wrong. Email. So now it needs again the same thing. Username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. .sbcc.edu. Okay, next. This is usually what I try to get rid of at the beginning. Okay, one more time, just username this time. Just the first part. Enter your password. And then after that, sit in the same computer always. And then you don't have to do this again. Go ahead and say login, because it'll know you, right? So like this is the M10. This is hello Adobe 2. Yeah. And what else is missing? Good. And now let's go to downloads and put the class files here. And one more thing. Download. Okay. So here we go. Here are the class files. Okay. All right. Let me stop your share, and everyone is ready. Everyone has the class files. So cool. All right. Anyone has their hands up? Nope. So that means we're ready to go. All right. So let me share my screen again. Okay. So as you know, all of you have InDesign, because I know, because you've all used it before. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go explore this final newsletter. Let's go to the newsletter final. So let's double click that folder. And in this case, remember at the end of last week's class, and Miguel wasn't here, Catherine and Barbara weren't here, so I'm going to explain just a little bit more. At the end of the class last week, we were using InDesign as the program to lay out the newsletter, and we did, I don't remember what product we were making. I think we were just using exercise. We packaged the file. We packaged it as a file ready to go and be handed over to someone else. And that package included the INDD, which is the InDesign document, but it also included the IDML. Does anyone remember at all what IDML file was for?
oh, is that the one that was like a solid thing? It was like an object or something. Is that?
No, that's the PDF. Good guess, but no. Anyone else want to guess? And it's okay to be right or wrong. Just throw it out there. Things that you might remember. Nope. Okay. So remember that in case the person that receives the file does not have the most updated version that you have, if they need to use another version of InDesign that's not the same version of yours, we are using 2026, but they might be on 2025, the IDML will allow them to open it. Does that make sense? So it's just a matter of having a version available, because this is the package that's been sent out to someone else to print, because it's the final. And even yourself, you don't know if when you open this again, you might need to open it in a different computer that's a PC or a Mac, older, newer version. Maybe you're opening it, next year to put out another one, and by then you've changed versions. So either way, if for any reason the INDD, InDesign document, doesn't open, you can give the IDML a try. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't remember what ML stands for. If someone wants to look it up, IDML, InDesign, I don't know. I'm so bad at acronyms. But that's what that file is. So we're not going to use it because we have the right one. But what does this thing here mean? Who remembers what that means? That little icon there.
Well, it's
Cheryl, I
linked.
see you
It's
trying to
linked.
answer. it's linked, or it contains links, more accurately, right? So it contains links, and links would be links to what? What could it be linked to? What could this InDesign file be linked to?
Documents, photos.
hmm Yeah, so there are photos, that photo. There is text, that text, right? That photo, that text. Maybe this is a logo that comes in from Illustrator or something, right? So this is just the first page, but already we can imagine that these are all things it's linked to. And then here there's a folder called links. Let's see what those links are. Let's double click. And yeah, there is a nameplate, which is like that cover name. And it's AI, which is not artificial intelligence, it's Adobe Illustrator. So that was created in Adobe Illustrator. And then there's a bunch of JPEGs. Okay, so that is what the links are for this newsletter. Okay, so now the links have been collected into one place, and that's what that packaging feature did, where if not, they would have been maybe one in one computer, one in another hard drive, one in another folder. They've all been put together. So if I want to go back up here from links to newsletter, then I'm back in this place. Now, is there one more thing I told you that is crucial when you send this file out that is very important for you to be able
Well, how
to
did you get that?
have?
The file?
If someone else is going to grab this to print it, what is missing here that I told you was necessary? We've got the logos, we've got the pictures. What's the last thing that I said was crucial? And that I said that we'd study more about it today because we didn't get to it last week.
Are they the blocks that different things are put into?
Nope. Good guess. Try again. Since we didn't study it, it might not be at the top of your mind. Okay, a PDF file in case they can't open it. Yeah, when we did the packaging, it did include a PDF file, but it isn't in case they can't open it. If it's the kind of customer, client, printer business that prints printing, not like your machine on your screen, but if it's the kind of printer company that needs your full InDesign files, they're not going to use your PDF. But you might want to send a PDF for them to see what it's supposed to look like. So it's a proof kind of PDF where they can see this is where things are supposed to be. Because sometimes you'll upload your InDesign, and depending on versions or stuff, maybe things move around or fonts change. So you are missing a PDF that's like for proofing purposes. And there's a for printing purposes, for proofing purposes, there's different versions that you send, right? So yes, we should have a PDF here, which is kind of what Bob was saying, the one that's all in one, like it just shows up as your final piece, but it's not editable. And if something is wrong, they can't be fixed. So if something has to be fixed, now, let me just backtrack on that. For eons, it hasn't been able to be fixed. There is a new version of PDF that can be edited now. Up until now, it was very basic. Up until now, you could use PDF to edit stuff. Like if you had the professional PDF Acrobat program, you could edit stuff, but it was very, very basic and didn't do a very good job. Now the PDFs are being made such that you could do some real editing on them, but that's very new of this year. So I'm not sure even if printer companies have the capability for that yet. So anyway, things are changing. But anyway, the PDF could be here. But there's one big thing that no one's mentioning that we're going to find out once we actually try to open this one. So I'm not going to say what it is and see if you guys can figure out, because there's some big thing here missing. And if I move over here to the right, what we see here is a little preview, right? So if I click on this, it says number 1 out of 2. It's an InDesign, so if I want to see the other pages, there you go, 2 out of 2, 1 out of 2. But there's actually more than 2, so I don't know why it's only showing 2. I think this was more than 2 pages. Okay, and then over here it gives me information about the file properties, and then if you can't see much more, you need to scroll down. Then
Oh, it goes forever.
what do you see over here?
The type, the font, and all that crap.
The fonts and all that crap is exactly what's missing here. If I send this font, I send this document to a printer and I don't send them the font files, we might be in trouble. because they might not have the same version of Myriad Pro or Minion Pro or Fontasm than you have. They might have a different version of Times than you have, and then the moment they open it, if they replace them with the wrong files, your thing can look different. Your document is supposed to finish at 100 words, and it looks just fine the way you design it, but in 100 words in their Times New Roman versus your Times New Roman, suddenly you're cutting off 10 words. Who knows? Because it's a different font. So what's missing here is a folder with the fonts. Okay?
Oh,
And we'll experience that. Let's do that. Let's try to open this one and let's see what happens. So the INDD, not the IDML, the INDD, InDesign, we're going to open it, and even if InDesign isn't open, Bridge knows that it should kick open the InDesign program. So let's just double click to open it. And InDesign begins to open. If you already had it open, then it'll just open. And then we'll wait and see what happens.
Wow.
And here we go. Is everyone getting this message yet? Don't do
No,
anything
I've
yet.
got big pink boxes.
Yeah, so in your case, that's interesting. Because the pink boxing she's talking about is the fonts that are not updated. But I got the message saying that fonts are not updated. You didn't get that? That's
My
interesting.
desktop folder.
yeah.
Yours just went into the pink
Go to
boxes.
the model dialog.
Well, you guys will see what the pink boxes are in a second.
I've got another message. It says it cannot handle the request because a model dialog or alert is active.
All right, so let me handle that one a bit later. Let me see what that is. But for now, does everyone else have this one first? Okay.
I've already jumped to the next thing.
All right, well, don't. I'm teaching you what each one of these things are. So here it says, this document contains link to sources that have been missing or modified. Now, one missing link, something is just not there, and 28 links have been modified. Let me stop you for a minute here and explain that even if I do have all those links, I do have the folder with those links, right? But when this computer, when this thing was designed, it was designed, let's say, on Mark's computer. Mark designed this on Mark's computer, and the links were on Mark's computer, so the document is looking for those files in Mark's computer. And so it says, I can't find them, they've been modified. Because when it knows it's there, but they've been modified, it just says that that's what's happening. And when it's missing, it's just missing. So if I say update the modified links or don't update my modified links, if I say don't update, then I have to go one by one to update them myself. Or if I say update modified them, it'll try to update all the ones it thinks it can update. In this case, just to see first, we're going to say don't, to see what happens when you say don't. We're going to close this and open this again without saving. Say don't update links. And when we don't update links, hold on, because there's another thing that messages, but hold on.
Go.
Over here, if you don't have the links file open yet, and I don't know if you do,
Oh,
okay, so I'm going to walk around here to see, did you double click on it and what happened?
nothing.
I thought you had InDesign. Isn't this the computer that has InDesign?
This is more complicated than
Yeah, we
Lightroom.
used it all over. We used it all last class. You don't have, you do have it on a different computer?
I don't really think you put
Oh, you
Wow.
weren't in my digital design techniques class. Okay. So I didn't know that. Here you've been sitting all this time and we could have been downloading it. Okay, sorry guys. Wally, I've been treating him as one of the group, but he wasn't in the groups. Here, let's install. He's been taking Photoshop with me, and I have been sitting here treating him as if he was part of the digital design techniques group. Sorry, you guys don't know Wally then. Okay, so Wally here is is from my Photoshop.
Where's
Sorry,
Wally?
This is Wally. Hello, right here. Well, you weren't here. I already introduced. Well, I said this is Miguel, who's new to the class, but I didn't say Wally was new to the class because for me he's not new. He's in my Fridays class, but he's new to you guys. So by the way, he's from Argentina, like me. So we're both Argentinians. And I don't know, actually, where are you from, Miguel? Peru. So we have a Peruvian and an Argentinian here. So we were all chatting in Spanish until everyone else showed up. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Wally. I'm like, in InDesign. And he's like, what InDesign? And I'm like, what do you mean? You were just using it last week. And he's like, I have no idea what you're saying. So let me see if it's installed or if it's installing.
Diane, I can't, I
Okay.
can't
Installing.
move anything, and
Okay,
I
let me
don't know
see
whether
now.
to say skip or add on missing fonts. I had more
Okay, so it's still
things
installing.
open.
Give me a second.
Okay.
1 second. I'm trying to see which ones are installing here. InDesign is installing. Okay, it'll take a little bit, but it's 53%. When it says 100%, then go back to Bridge and double click. And when that finishes installing, this one will come in, and we don't need it right now, so just that one. Sorry, I'm completely forgot. Okay, before I take your issue right now, Barbara, let me explain here a second. This computer is opening up in whatever settings I had it before. So if you guys had these things or not, it's because,
I've got that same message,
yeah.
but
But hold
underneath it,
on, Barbara, hold on.
okay.
1 second. Um, if you don't see this, don't worry. It's just because it's opening up all Adobe programs open up the way you left them. And the way I left it was with access to my links. But if yours is opening up without this message, it's because your links weren't open. It's no big deal. I can't do anything right now, but I am getting the missing fonts. The missing fonts here is what matters to me. We don't have a font that's been used. So it won't let me, even if I try, see, I'm clicking around, it's not letting me do anything. So all we all need to take care about is this one. Because until I take care of this one, it won't let me continue. Does that make sense? So I don't care what else you're all seeing there.
Yes.
It's all about this one. And the missing fonts is because this computer doesn't have the font installed. Now, some of you might have 2 or 3 missing. Some of you might have 1 missing, depending on your computer. But I for certain have 1 missing, which is this one. So I could either say skip or replace. For now, I said don't update the links, and I'm going to say skip. Because I want you to see what happens when you don't have modified links and when you don't have the fonts. And later we're going to reopen it, and we are going to work with them. So let's say skip. Okay? And when you say skip, now the document opens, right? It's so small that you can't see it. I'm going to just zoom in with the command. Hold down the command or control key and click a plus sign a few times until we see some text. And then here on the right, it's going to be showing us some things that we might need to open up for the people who are new to this class today. So I'm going to have you guys find this thing. But basically, it said somewhere that there was a font missing. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I go down here, I'm not seeing those pink boxes that Barbara was saying, which would be, if this font was missing, I would have a huge pink box behind it. But it looks like I have most of the font, so I'm not seeing the pink boxes I was expecting to find. I'm going to open another one for you guys so you'll see what those pink boxes are. But there was still one font missing. And since I don't see it, I can't visually see where the problem is. Where should I be checking, you guys? Those of you who were in class last week, where should I be checking?
Oh, the red 29 error thing at
Yes,
the bottom.
down
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I have 57 errors.
Very nice. Off to the pre-fight menu. What's with that motorboat?
Oh, you hear it too. Good. It's not on my computer then.
It's the audio.
was worrying me, but I
Hear me
didn't
now?
want to.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, every now and then you stop hearing me, you just need to tell me, and then I have to turn that little button on again. So I'm at Wally's computer, and I was missing one font. He's missing 4 fonts. So depending on what fonts your computer has, you could have been missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Right now we're just saying skip anyway, so go ahead and say skip. And then down here, you're seeing a bunch of errors, and that's what I'm heading over. Do you see the errors down there? Okay. Oh, 57? Why does yours have 57? It's the same file. How interesting. We'll find out why. So now let's check out those errors. It's the same file, and his computer has 57. So let's see what's missing on his computer, right? So let's head down here. This is called the pre-flight panel. It's the pre-flight panel, and it tells you what's wrong. You look at it and you go, I don't know what's wrong. So you click on this thing. There's this little arrow right next to it. And then you go to the top choice, the pre-flight panel. You can't send this to print before you check it. Like you can't take off if you don't do a pre-flight check. So now we're going to go over here. Did you click on do you have the pre-flight panel open? I'm just checking over here. Okay. And so here it says that I have 29 link errors. I'm going to want to see which errors they are. And over here next to the left of the word links, there's a little arrow, and I'm going to click on it to open it up. And it's showing me 1 missing link and 28 modified links. Those are my errors. Why do you have 57 errors? Why do you say?
I have 57 also.
Oh, and he has also 28 text errors on here. And you have 28 errors, but you don't have the missing links because the modified links because you did update them. So we all have different errors, depends on how you opened it. So Miguel here is missing 28 texts, okay? So what I'm trying to say is some of this can be fixed by opening and agreeing to correct things first. But say that we don't know, we know that these are modified, we know that we can fix these easily, or at least I'm sure I'll tell you that we can fix these easily. But how about the modified link, the missing link? It's missing, and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to open up this little arrow, and it's telling me that what's missing is the Events Beach cleanup. And if I don't know where in this whole document that is, it's telling me there that it's on page 6. So there, I'm going to click on that little 6 here and have it send me to that file. And here it is. That's the photo that's missing. And you'd be like, what do you mean it's missing? Well, it's showing me a preview version of it, but it's warning me that if I print it this way, this will be a little blurry spot because the preview that it's showing me that looks good here on the screen, the link itself is not there, okay? But we wouldn't have known because if you look at this page, you go, okay, yeah, there's photos, but that one isn't there at all, meaning that if I go to the bridge links folder and look, that file is just not there. It's just nowhere. It is actually missing. Does that make sense? Versus the rest just need to be modified. They just need to be told where they are now. And we're going to show you how to modify those in a minute. But that one we need to do something about. And I wouldn't have known any different if this panel hadn't been able to show me where it was. Yeah? Because I have so many photos in here, I wouldn't know. So that's that. Now, for those of you who have missing fonts as well, we're going to deal with that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to close this file by going up to the top to that little X. We're going to X to close it. Do you want to save the changes? Nope, don't save. Make sure not to save. And now...
Diane, excuse me, before I do anything, can I share my screen so you can see this other window that popped up?
Yeah, go for it. I stopped my share. You all have to warn me like she did because I need to be able to stop mine before. Okay, move this over a bit, so I can see what you're...
Well,
Don't move it out of the way. Remember, just click on the other one.
now it's not there. Oh, here. No.
Okay.
There was another one with a drop down with a whole list of stuff
Well,
until I did the share.
maybe you fixed it. Let's close this one and let's open it again the right way this time, and let's see if that comes back up. Okay?
Okay,
So go
what,
ahead and click that X right there next to the name of the file. Yeah, newsletter, you were almost there. Yeah, that X an inch above you.
this,
Right here.
wait, I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Are you seeing the Adobe InDesign in this little block that I just designed?
There I am.
Okay, so then right there, there's an X here. Your
You
file
have to
name,
move it there.
you must have something in the way. Yeah. So that one, yeah. And now say don't save. And then do me a favor and bring this whole program back into the middle, all the way back into the middle. This is, yes, thank you. Leave it, leave it there. And now go to Bridge, which I actually happen to see back there in the background, and open Bridge. And now we're going to double click on it again. And since we're here, let me watch you guys. Everyone, go back to Bridge, and we're going to double click on it again. But this time, wait, and we're going to say yes, no, all together. Okay? And I'm going to do it with hers. So go ahead and double click so that it opens up. Now, in this case, she's getting the whole, and hopefully everyone is getting this one. She's getting the whole update. This is the one where it says one is missing, the beach cleanup, now we know, and the others are modified. So instead of modifying them one by one, go ahead and say update modified links this time. Okay, click on that. So all those errors will be taken care of. And it's just basically pointing to the right place.
Oh, now that other box came up underneath.
And now this one is the next one, is the missing fonts. Okay? Now remember, my computer only had one missing font, but your computer is missing 4, like Wally's was, right? And how many years is most of you guys are missing many of these? Okay. So this time, we're not going to say skip. We're going to first go to, notice that it says, the top one, Font Awesome Regular, substitute with the default font, it says. And then the rest say available from Adobe Fonts. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is only missing the top one. And so mine says substitute with the default font. Let me explain that one first. Adobe doesn't have that font. Adobe doesn't have Font Awesome Regular. Adobe has a humongous amount of fonts available for us to use because we own a subscription to Adobe. But it doesn't have that one. There are tons of designers of fonts, and whoever designed this one happened to use one font that Adobe doesn't have. So the only option is to substitute it with some font, and when it says default font, it'll just use a font that it thinks is the nearest to the one that is there. Now, I don't want to, I don't know right now where that font is, where it's being used. So for now, I'm going to ignore that one. But the other 3 that says available from Adobe Fonts, we can choose to either skip or add. What does add mean? It means that Adobe is going to download from the Adobe Fonts area the link to connect you to those fonts. Later we're going to find other fonts that we go find at the Adobe Fonts, but right now the best thing is to say yeah, because if we replace them with one of our versions of these, the whole thing might look different. And right now we're using someone else's design. We want to use it as near enough as possible. So we're going to not say skip nor replace fonts with one of our minion. My minion might be different than hers minion. That's the replace. Skip would be don't do anything. Add means go and add those 3 that are available. So we'll still have the issue with Font Awesome, but at least these 3 will be handled, okay? So go ahead and click on add.
Okay, before you go away, you see this drop down links box? It
Yeah.
has a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. Those are all your
Okay.
links. So right now, missing fonts. You have successfully added 3 fonts. Then it says you can replace that remaining font with different fonts available on your computer. closing this box substitutes the missing fonts with the default font. So here's the choice we need to make. If we knew where it was going to be, we could say, oh, that's a font that needs to be big and chunky, or that's a font that needs to be a script, or that's a font that needs to be... But if you don't know, how can you replace it? You know what I mean? You could replace it yourself if you know what it needs to look like, but if you don't know and you skip, this is warning us that the computer will choose a default font for us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it won't end up with no fonts, it'll just choose one. So later we'll have to go and see what did it choose. Now, right now, if I knew what it would be, I could replace it. Let's assume that we know what it is, just for the fact that I really don't know where this font is or what it's supposed to look like. Let's assume that we do know. Let's click on Replace Font so you see the process. Say that I know the one I want. So let's all click on Replace Fonts. Let's not
But if you-
skip. If we skip, the computer chooses a font.
Okay.
If I say Replace, we're going to find the Find Replace font. Give me a second. What's that?
Well, I was just going to say,
so say-
I thought maybe
Well, you
you'd be
clicked
able
on
to
add
find the
first.
problem
So first click on
by
add.
hitting the error, the red. You know, it would tell you what page it was, and then you could figure out what font
One
it was.
second, Bob. I can't hear you because I'm helping Miguel.
Oh.
If you ever see in the little window where I'm showing the class that I'm out here, give me a second because he's clicking on add available from Adobe Fonts and it's adding to everyone else, but it's not adding for him. Is anyone else having that issue?
No.
I don't know. Finding replace font is at the top of the box that opened.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not finding
Font
it, but
awesome
the replace
regular.
is the one where it's gonna. So you have 4 in here, so it's okay. Hang in there. You have 4. We have 1. I don't know why his computer isn't going into his Adobe Fonts. Yours is? Okay. So before I continue, Bob, you were asking something, and I wasn't here to hear your question. What were you asking?
Well, all I wanted to say was, you know, you mentioned, you said, oh, we need to know what the font looks like, if it's big and chunky or skinny and squiggly.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you be able to do that if you went to that error button again and it would tell you which page it was on, and then you could?
No, you know why not? Because that message told us, if you press skip, we will replace your font. We will give you a default font. So we'll never know what it was supposed to look like because they will replace it. They can't not put anything. So they will give us a default font. So the only way to have known what it was supposed to look like is if I had had that good old PDF and I could say, oh, looks like they had put a big, a small,
Oh.
a medium, an italic, a slanted, a script. But since we don't have that, all we can do is guess. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
what we're going to do, we're going to guess in this way. We're going to choose a name of a font so that later we can go see what has been designed with this font. Oh, there it is. Right now, if the computer replaces it for us, we won't know what font it chose to use. But we can choose a font that is completely bizarre, so it'll easily stand out. Does that make sense? And then we'll go, oh, well, it looks like here we should put this font or that font. And then we'll choose one that is appropriate to that spot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the font awesome regular with the triangle with the exclamation point, that's the one that needs to be changed?
Yes, but for Miguel, it's all 4 because for some reason his computer didn't update when he said add
Okay.
fonts. So in his case, he has 4. There's only a few of us. If we had, the 15 people, we might have some more options, and I don't know, right? So right now, all we have is Font Awesome Regular. So if we click on that Font Awesome Regular, go ahead and click on it. Okay, so if you click on that one, on the right side, it says done, find first, change all, and on the bottom, it says replace with, go point to the bottom.
Yeah.
It says replace with, and it wants to replace it with Font Family Minion Pro. Now, if I look at all the others that are here, Font Minion Pro Regular is like the 3rd one down. It is being used. Hold on. Don't click on, don't change anything. right now it says I want to replace it with Font Minion Pro Regular. And if we look over here, it turns out that Minion Pro Regular is there. It is one of the ones that's being used. That we just uploaded from Adobe, right? So we could say, sure, go ahead and replace it with that, in which case life is good. But since we don't know if that makes sense, it might just be a period. Guys, it might just be a period somewhere that they left with some other font. We don't know. But just for the fun of it, we could say, let's see where they are. So let's go to Find First to see if it can show me where that font is. Click on Find First. And it should be showing me here.
Why wouldn't you just pick a completely goofy ass font?
That's what
and-
I'm going to do, yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm trying
and-
to
Or
see.
change it to a bold italic.
Yeah.
Because there really aren't.
Yeah, so I'm going to find something different, but I wanted to see how many it found of those, right? If I say find next, find next, find next, it seems to have found only one instance of it. Because when I click find next, it then doesn't keep finding it anywhere. If it had many more, it would keep, like we would maybe discover that it found it 20 times, we'd know it's an important font. But when we did find next, it only went one down. Does that make sense? So it's probably either a little box somewhere or a period, or maybe it's just one title. Who knows? So now, let's do that. Let's replace it with something bizarre, just so that we can later find it. So what would be bizarre? It wouldn't
Comic Sans.
Yeah, Comic Sans. We all hate that one, don't we? Sure, let's go with Comic Sans. So let's go up here where it says Font Family, and we can just write Comic Sans. And maybe let's choose bold so it's really big and fat and we can see it better. Let's have it replace it with Comic Sans bold. If it happens to be there, let's see if our computer has it. And let's say done. Cool. Now go up
Up here.
above the Find First, it says done.
Enable auto add.
And it looks like mine added it, and yours automatically finds and adds all available fonts for it. You can also enable Adobe fonts. Okay, so this is new. So this is new, guys. If your version of computer now has it, hold on, I was looking at that on my computer. A lot of things got changed, by the way. I'm going to say it in a minute. Over here, there's a feature now, which is AI, and this is new, which says, here, we'll figure this out for you. I have not used it yet. I don't know how well they figure it out. Do they really give me a font that's similar, or do they guess and do wrong? I don't know yet. So I'm not going to enable auto-add, because if you enable auto-add, it's enabled for the whole program. I'm going to test it first. So for now, I'm going to skip it. You're welcome to add it on, but I don't know right now how good it is. And these AI things, some are good and some are bad. So for now, I'll keep making my choice to change them myself until I test it. So go ahead and, personally, I would say skip for now. That doesn't mean that by the end of this week I'll have tested it and I don't think it's a good one. But so see, look at all the ones that are changing. See up here?
Can I ask
Everything is
something?
updating. And we're down to just one error. And that one error is that missing file. All the fonts got updated. And now we're going to go find where is our Comic Sans, and we'll find it. But right now, you should have technically only one error left. Now, let me check on Miguel, because Miguel had so many other fonts that it needed to be replaced. So let me see.
It doesn't show me.
Okay, so that one you're going to change. That one you're going to change with Comic Sans. So we're going to say done with that. Oh. So did it do everything with Comic Sans? Oops, I hope not.
I don't
See,
see
when we open
one
it, maybe
error.
everything is Comic Sans now. Then we will know that we did it. Hold on, because Miguel might have his whole document in Comic Sans right now.
Oh, there's one error. Okay, I found the one error.
So your link, okay, so your texts are still, no, it didn't. It didn't update the rest of your text. I just went with one. Okay, so now It still has all of those. Okay, so we're going to replace those fonts. Let me just do this better again. Let me just don't save. So, hold on. Miguel had an issue with fonts not updating, so I'm going to just give him one more attempt to see if why it didn't do that. And let me just see if it does this time. Let's add. Does it do it this time?
Oh, I gotta close that door. I'm cold.
No? Okay. So then this one, we're going to Minion Pro Bold. We're going to use this one. I don't want it all I want all of them replaced with the same font. But it seems like that's what it wants to do. Minion Pro Regular. Minion Pro.
Barbara, I think that noise is coming from you.
Oh, don't say that. That's scary.
Minion
It is. It's a motor.
Let's see now.
It's coming from inside my computer then.
It's like a fan.
Skipped and let's see.
Yeah, that's scaring me.
I don't think so. It's just audio. It's not your computer, unless it's so loud that we're hearing your computer. It can't be that. Okay, so we'll just have to fix those individually inside because it's not doing it on the replace. I don't know why Miguel's isn't updating, and it's something about the account, Adobe permissions, and stuff like that. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna show people how to do that a bit from the inside now.
Diana, could you go back just 1 second? I was trying to type in Comic Sans, and then I realized, no, I'm supposed to just find it on the list. So okay, so I've done that. So what do I do now?
Then say done.
I'm on
At
that
the very
page.
top, say done.
Well, I know I have Comic Sans in my computer because I use
I'm
it.
going to stop your share if you want to share yours, Bob, but I just said done. Did you say done to yours? In a minute, we're going to go and find how
okay.
else we find fonts. Okay?
Okay.
Now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 of you guys. Ed was in and out, and Catherine wanted to use Canva, so they're gone. But,
Okay, so you got to so I got to the page auto add fonts, and you said just skip, right? You said
I would say skip for now. I haven't.
okay.
It might be a great feature. I don't know. I don't know that feature yet. It's new, so you know. I read that it's a new feature that they've incorporated to the latest version, and I haven't tested it yet. So I don't want to, because you say that, then it becomes automatic for your whole program. Let's wait a minute on that one. Okay. So here I am in inside of InDesign, and right now the way I'm seeing.
Do you have links at the top of your screen in Adobe?
Yeah, so but not everyone has them, especially if they haven't used this computer, if they haven't used this app yet. So I'm going to share my screen now. Wow.
Because I don't know why it dropped down.
It's telling me that it's at break time already, or is that my other class? What time? These are breaks based on my other class, but the class goes pretty much the same schedule-ish, right? Let me see. No, it's a bit too early for this break. Okay, so the break has to come a bit later because we're going a bit longer. Okay, so hang in there. I just want to have us all have the same screen because this is the first time Wally and Miguel, at least, are using InDesign, so they don't have the same settings that those of us who've come from the Digital Design Techniques class have. So you are probably up here looking at something that says Essentials, right? Do you see the word Essentials up there, Wally and Miguel? Okay, so now, if you have Essentials, you don't have the links to look inside, and you probably are looking at the first screen full size, like that. That's probably what you have. No, he has it smaller. So this is Command minus or Command plus. Okay, Command minus or Command plus, 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 minus, minus, minus. So let's put it at Command plus so that we see this. Okay, so right now, the rest of you already have opened some stuff. I'm going to lead the people who don't have them open into opening, okay? So you guys just check against this for a minute.
Oh, I found it. Okay.
And I'm going to move the Zoom people up there. Okay, so I need some stuff that I don't have here. First of all, I need to see my pages link, which is hiding over here under properties. See pages right there next to it?
Yeah.
I want to drag the word pages and put it right here. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my mouse right on the word pages, and I'm going to drag here until I see a little blue line, not the long blue line, but the little blue line right there, and let go. So that now I can open my pages right there. Okay. And then my properties right there. So here I have my pages and my properties. And you guys should have the pages already, but if you don't, by you guys I mean the rest of them. Okay.
You want pages underneath the 3 blocks?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It can be anywhere here.
Okay, there. Now it's not so wide. I'm trying to
Okay,
see
Miguel,
everything
you
on
got it.
one
Wally, you got it?
monitor.
If you don't got it, let me know. Okay, so we're going to go grab, oh, you put, here, let's put it in there. So we're going to grab the pages and then drag it in there. And right there, yep, let go. Perfect. And then here you have your properties, here you have your pages. Good. Click on pages. Yep, and it should open up. How about you? You got it? Yep. Except for we made a whole new column. So I'm going to grab it and put it here so that we don't have so many columns, and this one's going to go there. So we have them all together, but here's your pages.
I've
Okay.
got 2
Now you
columns.
already have your layers and links, so that's good. What's up?
I've got 2 columns.
Okay, if you have 2 columns, this is what just happened to Miguel too. You ended up with something like that. Then grab one and just drag it here again, so you have only one. I had.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we move this in here, and you leave it big, then it creates its own extra thing. So now just drag it in there to make it one. Okay, so now we have properties over here and pages over here. Okay, and now under pages we get to see, I can just double click on page 3, page 6, page 7, right? And I get to see the whole thing. Yep. Let's go back to
When I click on it, it doesn't.
double click, double click, double click,
Okay.
double click to move around. Okay? Is that working for everyone? Okay. Now, we need to open one other important thing. Let's go up to Window. Everyone look at my screen. Up here, Window. And we're going to bring down the Links. Links panel. Links. Open that one up. And in this case, it also opened up for some reason as a separate panel. So let's grab it again and drag it down there. Drag it down there. It doesn't matter the order, to say the truth. We just want to have one column instead of 2. So keep dragging them around. So once again, I'm going to reset my essentials. So once you open up and bring links in there, it opens up as a separate panel. And now we have 2, right? So I'm going to grab this one, which is the links and the layers, and I'm going to grab it from that little line there, and I'm going to drag it over and put it under that. So now it's one long one. It doesn't matter the order of these things. I'm accustomed to having the redo at the top, but the rest, who cares where they go? So now we have all of that. Are we doing well?
Got it.
Now, to say the truth, a lot of this is going to be about typesetting and stuff like that. So we could have gone over here and just gone to typography. Typography brings us a different kind of settings, which I'm not going to go there. It also has a big panel up there. So it's so different that I don't want to go there, but just there's so many things that could be opened. I could go to review. I could go to printing and proofing. You know, there's just so much stuff that messes up. So right now, we were in essentials with these things here. It's a good start. let's go ahead and leave it there for now, because links is the one I wanted us to get to. Click on links. And this is review for the people who took this class before, but I'm going to go to a new thing that you haven't seen yet. I see here a bunch of stuff. Let's click and make this bigger, the bottom. And then in the middle, there's also a line that we're going to click and make a bit bigger, right? So here we can go up and down all of our links, and in the middle somewhere, we'll see the one that's actually missing.
Events, yeah.
Okay, that's the question mark, missing. But the rest have just been modified, and we can update them. Now, why does it mean that it's modified? If I hover over this,
It's like,
you okay? If I just want to double click on this thing there, boom, it'll update. It just knows where to find it now, okay? Because the folder was there, it knew where to find it. So
What did you double click on?
on the little warning sign, on that little like exclamation point, and just
I
double
don't
click it.
have those.
Oh, then I had, that's because that means I didn't, when I was doing it parallel to you, I didn't say update my modified links. You did. So now I'm having to do it one by one. You guys did it at the beginning. So
Oh,
instead
gotcha.
of having to do this 28 times, you already did it. It's me who has to do it because I didn't do it.
This is more complicated than Lightroom. Or
Anyway,
it's just all new to me.
it's a different, yeah, it's a different program. It's completely different. So this is just got so many parts and pieces. That's all. Lightroom is just one photo. This is fonts and text and links, and it's just much more intricate. That's all. Anyway, so now
when the newsletter was created, were there boxes made for the text to go into and the photos?
yeah, we're going to talk about that
Okay.
in a minute. Yeah. So here we go. We have an image that, just look at here for a minute. These are all the links. The links, if you hover over them, you can see there it says users, SFCC, downloads, digital. So it's telling me that that file, that's the path to that file. That's the way to go find that link. Does that make sense? If you hover over it, that address it gives you, that's the folder that my link is in. Does that make sense?
In the
It's
newsletter.
in my computer's downloads folder, digital newsletter class, newsletter final, links folder, and then the name of the file, right? So hover it over yours, and it'll have, the only difference would be that mine at the top says users SPCC teacher. Yours should say users Barbara or users Wally, whatever the name of your computer is. Got it? Does yours say that, Miguel? What does yours say?
User
Users, it
Barbara
has your username, right?
Yes.
My tip, I can't move it
Okay.
because if I move it, it disappears. But my tip, if I read it, it says users / SPCC teacher / downloads. Yours should say users / Wally or Bob or Cheryl. Does that make sense? Because it's pointing to the one in your computer now. Before it was pointing to the generic one on the downloads folder that came from who knows who designed it, and that's why it couldn't find it. Now it finds itself. But not this one. This one is still missing, and we can't, unless we're going to have to replace it with another photo, right? Because we don't have that photo. Okay, so now, if I see at the very top, I don't have page numbers, but here I do. So if I'm going to go see where these are, so if I want to go see where this one is, I can click on that little 6 right there. And it took me to page 6, and it made a box around that photo, which is dance. See that? If I click on, I don't know, this one, skateboard 8, and I click on 8, then there's a little box. It's hard to see, but you see a box around the skateboard photo. So I can go to 7 right there, and there's a box around this one, Talk of the Town, right? And these names of these files are well named. Some people have names XYZ, and it means nothing, but someone did a good job of naming these files what they should be, so it's easier for us to to connect and see that it's the right one, right? Events, parking, I click over there, and there it is. Okay? All right, so that's what. So then how come these 3 don't have page numbers? Well, let's go to the bottom one, the one that says profile 1. It says a number 2. That means there's 2 instances of this image.
Profile.
So I go to this little arrow and I open it, and it's telling me that this photo is on page 1 and this photo is also on page 7, but it's the same photo. So let's go check it out. Click on the 1. There it is. There she is. Then if I click on the 7, there she is again in the article. Got it? It's the same image. It's one file. It's not a different photo of her. They use the same one twice. Same with over here. Looks like there's something used twice, so I'm going to click on that and see there's one on page 4, and there's one on page 4, and you're like, what? What do you mean this here is twice? What's happening here? Well, let me just show you a little bit. Whoever designed this got a little bit funky, and do you see how this guy's head sticks out a little bit? You know how it looks like it's a little triangle here? So you'll see that later, but basically they've created a file with some heads here that they have sticking out. They did this in Photoshop, and they have 2 versions of this photo, one with the heads and one with not. Don't worry yet about how I'm doing this to pull it out if you can't or whatever, but that's why there is photo is in here twice. One is just the little piece that they stuck on top. I'm going to Command Z to undo that so that it goes back to exactly the right spot, but that's how they made that effect, okay, of sticking out. So I wouldn't have known that had I not gone here to the links and find it twice in the same page. And then I came over and I went, oh, that's why. Now, to say the truth, you can do that in Photoshop now without having to do this. You can just give it a transparency. But maybe this template was done earlier. I don't know when this one was created, but we wouldn't need to do that nowadays. Okay. And then at the top, there's 5 of this one. 5 of this one. Let's open that one up. That's the nameplate. So the nameplate, Community News, appears on page 1, page 2, page 8. Page A, page A. What is page
Yours are totally different than mine.
It can't be different. We're working on the same document.
Oh,
So what are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm coming up with different things than you are.
All right, so give me a second. Let me go through this one, and then I'll have you share a screen. So let's see. Page 1, here it is, Community News. Page 2, there it is again, Community News, just smaller. Page 8, there it is again, Community News, okay? But you might notice that on every single page at the bottom, there's also on page 6 it says Community News, on page 4 it says Community News, on page 2 it says Community News. So what's missing here? And it's because these 2, A and A, they are placed in the master pages. We're going to talk about that in a minute here because they're not called master pages anymore. For politically correct, they're called parent pages now instead of master pages. You know, master, slave, they wanted to get rid of that, so they put parent, child, which is, no, but parent, child is a very typical computer way to handle things that are into each other, so they adopted that. But yeah, they just, master page was not considered appropriate anymore, so that's been a couple years now that it's called the parent page. But up here, there's the 2 blank pages that we're going to learn about, where if you put them in these blank pages once in each page, that's the A and the A on each side, then as I go down my pages, you'll see that at the corner of every page, there it appears. So all of these elements here have gotten placed in those master pages, and they just get repeated each time.
Okay, I see it now.
Right there, and then right there, and then not on the final page, because the final page is different. Okay? So that up here, that master page up there, it's there. Master page there and master page there. I think they changed it. Interesting, they went back to master. Must be in 2026, 2025 and 2024 it said parent, and I guess maybe there was much of a brouhaha because now it says master again. That's interesting. Maybe people hated it being called, I don't know. I'll see when I open a new file if this is called master because it's an old file, or if you create a new one, if it's called master or parent. Okay, guys, let's, we've kind of broken up a little bit what we're seeing here. Links and pages. The only thing that we haven't seen yet over here is this one, which is, later. Oh, Barbara, you said you were seeing something very different here. Can you show me what you're seeing just to make sure that we're on the same page before we take our break? Oh, Cheryl, there you are. I didn't see you for a minute. I thought, oh no, Cheryl left.
Share.
Okay, show me your links. There's your links, yeah?
You gotta move move it over
Oh, because you have your, okay,
to
there's your links.
links.
Yep. And, oh, you have it downside up instead of upside down. You have it backwards. So here are your three. For some reason, they're upside down instead of, you're starting, instead of 1 to
What are
8.
you talking about?
Yeah, so the difference is not, it's not so different. Just you start with page 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then here you have the three that are
On page 1.
on duplicate or triplicate. So if you open this one, you'll see the two versions of the two versions. Let me see why. Can you, I never knew that you could flip the way those appeared. Oh yeah, you can.
Is that this
Okay.
little weird circle down here?
Yeah, let me just show you. Hold on, because I just tested it on mine. It's this one. That one there.
Wiggle something so I can
Here.
find you.
Let me take all my. Where's your mouse? Is there, right? So move your mouse up and click on this guy.
The
No,
8?
a bit higher
on
up in
that?
the circle. Yeah, that one. There. Click on it again. On that little arrow. One more time. There. Now
Oh, okay.
Now it's 1 to 8, and it looks just like mine. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, let's take a break.
Well, it's a lot to absorb tonight.
Where's my chat? Time is at 6:48. Somebody figure out 15 minutes for me. Be back at
58, 63.
7,
It'd be 03.
7:05, 7:04. Someone's, yeah, okay, 7:04 p.m. 7:05. Okay, see you guys in 15. I know, Wally. So sorry. Wally just had. Sorry, I had some horrible news that he's going to take off. I am so sorry to hear that. Okay.
Oh, Bob, you must have 2 computers going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I did tonight. Oh, I have another monitor, but it won't work with my Mac.
Huh. It's
Okay.
weird that I don't hear that
I
sound.
don't hear it either. That buzzing noise.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's coming from the maybe the projector or something at school.
Oh, good thinking.
Thank God. That was freaking me out. I thought it might be my computer.
Okay.
Oh, I've got to work all night cleaning this room up before Julia gets there tomorrow. Oh. I'm to that store and see how thick it is. Got a ruler out with it. So after the thing goes through that plastic, I want it a 1/2 inch with screws to stick out 1/2 inch. honey. Hello, honey. Hey, good girl. Bobby's coming. Oh. Oh, you're so precious. You are so precious. I love you so much. Mwah. Oh, I got so fun. I'm glad you got your class.
That,
Glad you have your class.
that.
I need to call Mikey. Fur, I'm freezing. I gotta put a coat on. I'm cold. Are you warming up? Oh, where's my phone?
This time, there's this weird plumbing test in the program. Yeah. You know, the training lady from Brewster class. Oh, yeah. One of the really loud. Good boy. Need where the suitable point is. Here. What? Well, where's what? Thank you. Okay, so I threw all the dry clothes on the bed. Oh, great. Well, I will go fold them right now.
think I was hearing you say that the sound was mine. Is it starting again? Let me change sound. Voy a mostrar, porque cuando la gente no se anota, tienen que, si no está bien lo que hicieron. Sí, tienes razón. No está.
Hey, Diana?
Can you hear me now? I just changed to a new microphone.
Yeah.
Is the sound any better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is the sound better?
Oh, that still, that motorboat sound is coming from you.
I wonder what.
Yeah, I thought it was Barbara, and then at the break, I was talking to her, and it was clear.
And now it's back, so it's me.
Yep. It's like a, motorboat sound.
Maybe if I try. I mean, it's only us. If I turn all the. I just changed microphone. I gave you a completely new microphone, so it should be better. Let me see if I take it from under the scarf. I know that there's
Still
noise.
hear it.
I know. There's noise right now because I'm moving the microphone, but hold on. Hold on. Ah, microphone is falling out of my pocket. Let me keep it still. Okay. Is that any better?
No,
Nope.
this is fine.
So if I mute myself,
It's gone.
and when I open it up, it's there, huh? I'm
Yep.
going to have to ask the technical people to check it out because I can't do anything about it. It's either there or not. Oh well. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Jack, his best friend's wife just passed away suddenly. I'm saying, well,
Wow.
he just got a message. He had to run out. That's horrible. It turns out that Wally showed up in my Photoshop class, and he's the father of a good friend of mine. He had no idea. Like, we didn't know each other by last names, and he just signed up to the class, and we're like, you're Wally, you're Laura's dad. Kind of fun.
Wow.
Santa Barbara is a small place, after all. All right, well, I don't know why and what's happening with that sound. Let me bring it down a bit. It doesn't need to be so loud because there's only one person in the room now. Well, that just isn't me. That's put it down a bit more. Is that a bit better? No, it's still on. Let me turn it off again. I'm going to turn the sound off again. So it's me. Yeah. I don't hear it, so I'm like, what sound? What sound? But the problem is that other than connecting through this, I don't have any other. Yeah, we're like, we're fine. We don't hear it. Okay. All right. No problem, Cheryl, of course. That's life. Things happen. Okay. So let's do this. Let me share my screen. And let's keep going. Okay. So, where were we at? Oh, I was showing you all the links. Okay. And there's one more thing I haven't shown you yet, and that's the next thing that we're going to look at. So here we had when we open the links panel, two things came in. It says links and layers. You see that? And if you click over here, this is links, but then there's one more thing in here, which is layers, which is basically links and layers. Yeah? Links and layers. So how does layers look in InDesign? So basically here's eyeballs, right, for 4 different elements. Let's turn these eyeballs off. And there's many different ways of using layers. This is the way I use layers in InDesign and in Illustrator, which is for different, let's say, elements of the of the product. Can you see, Miguel? Is it big enough? Should I make it a bit bigger? Because there's there. I just noticed that when I share, you need to remind me to make it bigger because you're looking at this screen, not that one. Let me move this one out into the next screen so you have more space. Sorry, because that's bigger. Now you can see it better. Fill in your screen. Okay, so over here on the left side, you have text or no text, pictures, no pictures, page furniture, we'll talk about that, or not page furniture, and then column guides, which right now, turning it on and off makes no difference. The reason it makes no difference is because we're not seeing all of the placeholders and boxes and stuff like that. If I were to turn on the column guides again right now, right, and then touch the W, then suddenly we're beginning to see the column guides. Now there's 2 sets of column guides, and we're going to talk about that as to why we have 2 sets of column guides, but right now we'll turn them off. Then we see the page furniture, then we see the pictures, and then see the text. And when you turn the W on or off, it looks either kind of clean or messy in that you're seeing all of the boxes that hold the stuff. So Barbara, you were asking, aren't there boxes that hold the text and the stuff? Yes, there are boxes. Now I'm going to zoom in a bit more so that we can see not only these boxes, but I'm going to zoom in a lot more, and there's even more guides here. Right now, not only am I seeing, let me go to page 2, for example. Not only am I seeing the columns and the guides, but I'm even seeing this grid line that's basically line by line. You see that? Where the text is happening. Can you tell? And this is me going W, W. So with the W on or off, I see it clean and how it's going to look when I print, or with the W on, I'm seeing the working mode, right? These are things that are transparent in the end. That's why when I hit the W, we don't see them, but they create that structure for us to build our design on. Okay? If you want a design that looks good, you don't want to be all slapdash all over the place. The more structured your design is with that like skeleton in the background, the easier it is to then break out of it when you want to, or keep to it to have a consistent design. And in this case, the text is using those 3 columns, right, in most of the pages. So I'm going to go to pages for a second. So here, double-click page 1. The text is in 3 columns. Whenever we have little boxes, they're actually half a column big. See that? Or we span the 3 columns, and in this case it breaks down into 4. See that? We're spanning all 3 with an inset of 4. Now let's go to pages 2 and 3. And here, let me make this a bit smaller. As small as it can get. Make it a bit smaller. Okay.
Oh, I need another
So here on
one.
pages 2 and 3, it's a spread. We see that we have most of the text within 3 columns, and then here we break that rule going into like a 3/4 column. So every now and then you can break it in certain modes and certain formats. This is not a very flexible structure, the 3 column per page, so 6 columns total. It's not very flexible because you really have to, again, when you break it, there's no real rule. Here basically is broken into 2/3, so the 1/3, 2/3 column. Then same thing with page 4 and 5. Again, it uses the 3 columns. And then when you go to page 6 and 7, boom. It's broken into 4 columns. Okay? So those 4 columns, and then 6 is back to being 3 columns. But 6 and 7, sorry, 8 is 3 columns. But 6 and 7 completely breaks with the whole process that we've been coming. So for pages 6 and 7 and only, I'm going to go to the layers, is that you see these column guides. When I go over here to column guides, these guys here, what's that? Yeah, exactly. For some reason on page 4, since it breaks with the whole thing, they put the pictures here under text. And then later I found that under pictures or page furniture, they have some text. So whoever did this wasn't 100% consistent. Maybe it's because on this page, they made the 4 columns, so they designed it that way, and that's why they put the pictures in there. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Normally the pictures should have been under pictures, right? But maybe it's because this is the exception to the rule, where both pages are filling the column. So when they have a picture over here, they have it fill 1 column. And so then and then when they have one here, see, this is where they had this picture is under page furniture. And I'm thinking maybe because he always writes talk of the town, so he becomes page furniture, the things that happen all the time, versus this is a visiting writer. You know what I mean? Versus he might be every month, a monthly roundup by Tom Thing. So he becomes always a page furniture and that he's always there. Since I don't know this newsletter in detail, I'm assuming that's probably why he's there under page furniture when the rest aren't. But that one, as you can see, is confusing because we have our 3 columns everywhere else, and here it's following 4. But if you really look, you have the 3 columns there. Those purple ones are the 3 columns, but then they put those guides to turn it into 4 columns, and so this is responding to the 4 columns. So it's a little bit more intricate, but still they created a structure. They didn't go slap that happy putting things all over the place, and then they go back to the 3 columns. But if you're seeing these guides, the 4 column guides, it's confusing. So you don't need to have the 4 column guides on all the time, because it's like, what are they doing here and what are they doing here? Like, what are those blue lines? They're only valid for pages 6 and 7. Does that make sense? The 4 column guides, so you only turn them on when you want to see this page. Got it? Does that work for everyone? Can you follow through with that?
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing that, Cheryl, and oh, Barbara, where did you go? Guys, I've only got 3 people in class right now. I'm laughing. What can I say? I'm just laughing. I felt that they weren't paying attention to how empty the class was, so I became honest, and I texted this morning and said, hey guys, I only have 14. Are you going to let the class run? But now, do I tell them I ended up with 3? I don't know about that. We'll see. I'm going to check in with others to see if they're showing up. Hey, I'm happy to teach 3. 3 is better than none. But since the class gets paid for attendance, right, that's important. Anyway, by the way, here's an example of that which we did the other day in class, where where this text is wrapping around this image. We did this in the other class, Miguel. So, but later I can show you that. But that's an example of using it in a creative way. So here they break into the text, and here the heads break into the white negative space, right? Anyway, so why does this matter? Why to have these layers instead of having everything mixed up? Well, this is a perfect example of a template-based design, right? Where they have this template. So turn off the pictures and turn off the text and turn on the W. And this is basically the template that they use every month, so to say, right? To put in their information, and it just changes, but they're always going to have the welcome from the main editor. So again, that's why she's in page furniture, because she's always the main editor. They have to change the articles of, and let me turn off these column guys. They have to change what this says every time, but they never change this unless I guess someone gets, kicked out and brought in, but this stays the same. They have the community calendar and the community profile, always the same with talk of the town, and then they have the final page. So this is basically what every month they work with, and all they do is change the content of the articles, right? And the pictures that go with them. Does that make sense? So you keep this as always fixed, and you can lock it in. If you're not going to change it, you can click on this space in between the eyeball and that green thing. Click on there, and you've locked it. So now there's no moving that. And if the columns aren't going to be moved, you can lock those too, and if you're not seeing them. So what we can do is we have this, which is unmovable. News and brief is always there. Community news is always there, right? And down here, talk of the town is always there. But we only leave these two open to put our own material once a month or once a week or once every 6 months, whenever your newsletter is happening. Does that make sense? So it's a typical decision to put different type of information on each one. Otherwise, you wouldn't want this to move around. You want this always to be exactly the same every month or every whatever, right? And this applies to newsletters, but it applies to if you're having brochures that you update. Maybe you have events that every once a month you have a different event, but you have the same poster. Or if you're designing bottle labels for your vineyard and most of the stuff changes, it stays the same, except for you change the flavor of that wine, right? So a lot of times you want material that stays always the fixed to be locked, and then other layers for the stuff that updates or changes, right? Okay, so that's one way of using the layers. Now, let's head over to pages one more time. And this that I'm going to show you next is only for multiple page documents. Up until now, everything I've shown you could be for a single page document or not, whatever you're up to. For web pages, get designed with columns. Brochures get designed with columns. Flyers, posters, in this case newsletters. But the master pages up on top, those are something we use for multiple page documents only. Let's double click again on the master pages. And again, what's going to be on the master page in this case is, for example, the fact that here's where you put the 3 columns. Because, 6 out of the 8 pages are going to use them. Yeah? So you've got three columns in each page, and that's why even when you go to pages 6 and 7, they still have the 3 columns. Now there's a way to do this differently, and I'm going to show you. You could have had a different master page for here, so that with the 4 columns. But anyway, the way they did it, they have one master page, left and right, spread, and then at the bottom of the left spread, they have this information, which is written with tools that this letter A isn't really letter A. It's something that you insert that takes the place of a page number. So here you inserted that letter H, which is a tool, and here it's again letter A, right? Only it's upside down. Community News is next, is to the right, and then you have the date of this issue, which is July 2018. And if I move over here, it's in the other direction. But this material is now consistently, and now I'm going to go switch to page 1, at the bottom of each page, except for page 1 and page 8. They're gone from there because they're the cover and back cover. See that? So we're not using them on page 1 and page 8, but we are using them on page 2 and 3. Here it is. And when you go into the document, it says pages 2 and 3. It doesn't say age. And when you go to 4 and 5, it says 4 and 5. And when you go to 6 and 7, it says 6 and 7. So that, when you place it in a master page, it automatically gives numbers to the pages that are underneath. If you had 45 pages, it would number everything down to 45 pages or whatever you have. Does that make sense? So those are the kind of things that go in the master pages. The last thing you would want is to be numbering each page, and then you take 2 pages out the middle and you have to renumber everything, right? So that's something you would put in the master page, so that it then just automatically populates depending on what page is in there. Was everyone able to see that on their own? You were able to follow that back and forth?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to be doing these ourselves next time. But right now I'm demoing. This is that insert, one of those versions of this link over here, the one that's in master page A, right? We have one to the left and one to the right of this, which is a Adobe Illustrator logo, right? And it's been placed in there. And then July 2018, because the whole issue is July 2018. When we resave this as a template for next month, we just go into the template, into the master pages, and we call this one August 2018, or August, November, until we get to 2022 or whatever, right? So we change that, and then that appears everywhere. Okay, so go to any page now, any page, doesn't matter which, other than the master page, and then approach this area with the Command plus, and then hold down your space bar to drag yourself down to it, and do your best to select something with your selection tool. If you try to grab this July 18th, or this community news, or this page number, you can't. They are fixed in space. You cannot move them other than from the master pages. Does that make sense? If it's placed in the master page, it becomes a fixed item. I can move anything else. I can grab this. By the way, if I go over here to make sure nothing else is locked, okay? But if I go over here and I try to grab this and call it, instead of Thursday, call it, Friday, I can. It's not locked, right? Whoops. If you don't, I haven't yet shown you how to do that. Let me go back to page 4. Come on. Okay, so I was over here. You could grab any of these items and select them and drag them around, do things to them, mess them up. All of this, nothing is fixed in space. But yes, what's fixed in space is the items from the master page. So if you want to change them, just go to the pages again, go to double click on the master page. Then if you approach, then over here you could change that July to August or something. So let's change this. Let's go and hit your T tool for type on your master page, T tool for type. Go in here and let's call this one February 2026 or March 2026. That goes to show how old this template is. It's from 2018. So now that we call this one March 2026, on the left side, we haven't changed the right side. Now if I go down to page 2 and 3 on the left side, it says March 2026. If I go to the right side, it still says July 2018 because I haven't changed it up there, right? But on the left side of page 6 and 7, there it is, March 2026. And I changed it all up in the parent page or master page. I finally got accustomed to calling it parent page, and now I see that it's called master again. I'm curious, if I were to create a new document, would it come up with master or page? Now I have to know. See? In the new document, it's called parent page. It's just that it's an old document, and that's why it's still called master. Yeah. So that now is called parent page. Before it was called master page. Okay, everything good at home, Bob and Cheryl? Changing
no.
elements in the master page or parent page?
No.
No? Okay. So do you want to share your screen?
Oh.
Go ahead and change the other side. And then, meanwhile, let me check in on Bob. Okay. So, let me get my little... For some reason, my tool on your computer doesn't work as well. Okay. So now, go ahead and double-click here on page 2. Double-click on, literally click on this. Yeah. So down here it says July 2018. You see that?
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you were to try to change it from page 2, you can't. It's literally locked. It's like impervious. It just makes nothing. It won't accept your changes. Because that's supposed to remain untouched, never changed, and never moved. If you had to place it in each page, what if it moves a little bit to the left one time, a little bit to the right one time, or you forget to change one to July and the other one says August? So one time only do you need to do it by doing it here in the master page. So go ahead and double click on the master page now. Yeah, double click right there. Yep, right there. Good. So now zoom in here to July 2018, and you can do that with the command plus. Yeah, and now hold the space bar and drag yourself down a bit to get to that corner. Click and drag yourself down. A little bit more. There we go. Now, grab your T for type tool.
What? Excuse me. Sorry.
Grab your type tool. Where are your tools? Oh, yeah, back there with your, yeah, there's your type tool. Yep. And now go ahead and insert your mouse where it says July 2018. Wait a minute, you don't want to create a new one? Hold on, hold on. Right now you still have a box around you. That means you're going to create a new one. Go a little bit further into the word July. A little bit
Into the
lower,
word
and
July.
then click. Select it first, maybe. For some reason, it's giving you a new box. So go
You
ahead
want
and
me
go
to
and use
highlight the
the
whole
selection tool
thing?
first. Yeah, you're creating a new box in there. Go up to, make sure that in Pages you don't have it locked. Hold on. Go over to Pages. Can you just make your program smaller so you don't have to keep moving stuff back and forth, back and forth? Just make your whole application a little bit smaller. Like grab it from the corners. Because now you're moving over to the left, and then when you need your type tool,
No,
you're
I
moving
was
to the right.
trying to get it to get the edge there.
Just grab it from here, from the edge here, and just drag it in. Yeah. Okay, there. That's small, but it's better than when it's huge. Okay, good. So now, go to the pages to make sure that you don't have them, not pages, to the layers to make sure that you don't have them locked. Yeah, it must be page furniture. Go ahead and unlock the page furniture. I'm assuming it's page furniture because you have something locked. Okay, so now let's see if you can go back down there again with your type tool. See if you can click into the middle of the letter 28. Yeah, now you can click in. There you go. Click. And now you can select that and call it March 2026.
When you say select that,
Yeah, click and drag to select it so that it disappears. Whoop. Yeah, click from left to right. Yeah, and replace it with the word March 2026. See, that's driving me crazy, that beep.
wow. Oh, well, let me make it a capital. Oh, there.
Okay, backspace 4 times and then write 2026. Or backspace 2 times and then just write 26 actually. Anyway.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you just didn't, you went over. Okay, so now you still have to go and delete your 18. I don't know what you did there, but okay, delete that. Okay, so now you have changed one side. And now if you go back to your pages here, icon, yeah, click on that. Oh, that's the layers, I apologize. Where's your pages? Here. So tiny. Okay, now go check out your page 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, any of them, except for the cover and the non-cover. So like double click on this. Double click. And now go to the bottom of the page, and there it is, March 2026. And if you were to check them all, even if they were 50 or 90 pages, as long as you put it in the master page, it's being repeated everywhere. Okay?
Right.
Yep. Okay. Let me stop your share. All right. You good, Cheryl? Keep going? You're like, but you can't tell me anything in particular going wrong, or? On page 6 to 7, to the left of the document is some text hanging out in the red box. I'm trying, will you do the steps again, please? And that's from what I'm saying right now. Okay, pages 6 and 7. Do you want to share your screen to show me what you're talking about? Oh, I see. I see it. Okay, I can share. Okay, let me share. All right. So this is what she's talking about. I went and double-clicked on pages 6 and 7. And then over here on the left side, there's a box in what you called hanging out. This is the pasteboard. And so what this is probably, it's street fair, cooking class, folk dancing. So I have a feeling that what they have is that every month they have different things that they talk about. So these are probably the headlines: beach cleanup, Mexican drum circle, dance the tango. Does that make sense? And that they probably have a bunch of ideas here that they're going to be using, right? So they just have them here written up, and then when they use them, they copy from here and paste it. Maybe they have this as repeating functions or whatever, but this is a good example of using the pasteboard for stuff that you're planning or trying or wondering where it'll go. Maybe you have 3 different photos for this and you know which one will look best, so you leave them out here and you try one, you try the other. This one looks better, right? But then when you're done, and this is ready to go to print, you should try to clean up all this stuff. In particular, if this stuff has a different font. And if I click in here and check the font, right now this is Minion Pro, right? But what if this had been that one font that we couldn't find, right? Maybe this was that font that we couldn't find that was never in the document. Does that make sense? That doesn't even belong to the document. And sometimes that stuff out there is just something you copied and pasted, or someone sent you in some information that you're supposed to stick in somewhere, but you didn't really format it correctly until it got into the document. So you might have weird fonts, you might have weird pictures, so when you're done, you've got to do your pasteboard cleanup, right? But that hangs out there. Even I go now to page 6 and 7. Let me just clean it up. Let me go smaller. See how it's just hanging out there? It's just that little bit, right? I could move it up to somewhere else. It doesn't matter, but right now it happens to be sitting in page 6 and 7. So the pasteboard is one big space, but it does correspond to per page to stuff, right? So so when I'm done, it's good to do this thing like where you go really small and you just kind of go, oof, I left some stuff over here hanging out. You just kind of select it all and just hit one big delete. And maybe you had a box in here that you left in there, you had another frame in there, you had another photo there, text for a different article that never got selected. So you just got to kind of go in and delete all that extra loose stuff. And you can delete that loose stuff as well. Does that make sense? Is there another question? Same issue as Bob, but maybe my computer is slow. The issue he had is that when he went into the layers, his page furniture was locked, because I had mentioned go ahead and lock your page furniture. And that stuff that's on the A master is considered page furniture. So you have to unlock it and then go to the master page and you'll be able to see it. Got it? Cheryl? Oh, I see you saying yes now. Okay. It's funny, we have only 3 people, but one of them can't talk to us. And then one of them, me, is making noise with my microphone to you. So we're enough to cause ourselves problems, aren't we?
You know, I've kind of figured out what that noise is very similar to. It's like a compressor. It's the sound of a compressor running.
It's interesting because we have a noise in here. There's a server here in the back of the room that doesn't usually make noise, and it's been making noise Like it has a beat going on the whole time that when I stop and listen to, it's truly, I mean, I've been here for hours in this room, but I'm wondering if it's causing some kind, I don't know much about this, but if, what's that? Maybe there's some resonance with that server and mic, something we can't hear, but that it's causing problems with noise. I don't know. But it's literally like going beep, beep, beep,
Oh,
faintly,
it's
but
it-
the whole time.
wow.
It's a faint noise, but once you start focusing on it, it's like, it's crazy making. Okay, so let's go ahead and test out this master page thing. Let's go ahead and put something in there. Let's go ahead and make a type. Let's go to the type tool. We went to the master page, right? So double click on the master page. Let's go ahead and make a little type box. And remember the boxes that we did last week? Let's click and drag a box. And who remembers how to fill it with text? And I don't, Miguel, you haven't done this, but look. With this type tool, watch, you can click and drag to make a box, right? And then you stop seeing the box, but there's a cursor there. And then you can say type fill with placeholder text. And it fills with text. It's just Latin words, right? So now we just made a little box. It doesn't matter if it's in the right place or not, a box with text. Let's make it let's go over here to the fill and choose the text and give it like red color so it's really bright. Notice that the colors here aren't the default colors. These are colors that this document already has selected its colors. We're going to learn on how to select colors for these documents. Okay? So did you get filled placeholder text? Do I need to give you a hand? Everyone at home, try to do it. And let's click type tool and then click and drag. Just like,
Huh.
oh, you did. Okay. Now go up to type and fill with placeholder. Whoop, try again. Fill with placeholder text. Up the one more. There we go. Okay. Now,
That didn't work for me. I just have black type, but
the type
I
tool isn't
my
giving you
fill
text.
my fill is it has a T that is a bright color.
I went back to the box, to the selection tool for this, and selected the box, and then went to the fill and chose text. So I did that automatically without really noticing it, so I'm sorry. So let me just do this again. After you fill with placeholder
Yeah.
text, hold on, I need to make my box again. I'm in the type tool right now. And so I fill with placeholder text. Then I went over here, and right now, with the type tool, it has a T. So right now, it will be ready for text. But I had already changed to my selection tool, in which case, when I went to the fill, I had to choose between frame and text, and then I chose the color. Do you need to share your screen, or did that work for you?
Well, I had to absorb what you were saying.
I think I brought your sound down way too low because I can barely hear you. I brought you guys down, but I hear you kind of in the background muttering. Let me just say, if you all did it, go and check what that looks like on your left-hand side pages, right? So I'm going to go to 2 and 3, and there it is. I have some text in the bottom there. On this one, the photo is on top on that page, but on this one, you can see how there's some red text there, and over here there's some red text. It so happens that on page 4, the photo is on top of it. But if I were to move that photo out of the way, then that's that other photo. There it is, right? Like, I'm going to just undo that. But it's there, and not only that, but since I put it in the master page, it's untouchable. It's unmovable. I can't do anything with it. As opposed to the rest, I can move everything else here, but not that red text because I placed it over there. Okay? Now, do you want to share your screen, Bob?
Sure.
Okay. Cheryl, did that work for you? And Miguel, just putting some text in the master page and then seeing how it appears on your other pages. You might want to, it's kind of subtle because it's small text, you might want to make it big text. Okay, so there you put your column of text. Okay, good. So now go click on your,
Phil, right?
let me just make sure, go to your pages. I want to make sure that you did this in your master pages.
Oh, okay. That's this thing. Yeah. Right there, right?
Yeah, it always shows later for me. I don't see it, but if you see it, now go and double click on like page 4 or 5. There it is. Now I'm seeing it. Now go double click on page 4 over here. No, actually, go see. Yeah,
What?
go see it. Or any page, 6, 7. It doesn't matter. Go double click to see that page and see if you see a whole. See, there it is. See a whole column of text on top of everything? Because you put it on that page, it shows up everywhere. So anything you put on the master page is going to show up everywhere. Does the concept
Oh,
make sense to everyone?
oh,
And
I
on top
see.
of that,
Yeah.
it's unmovable. It's there, and you can't touch it. You can't select it. You can't do anything. It's not deletable. It's nothing. The only way you can access it is, again, from your master page. Okay? You see,
So,
Bob?
yeah, well, how do we get rid of it then? It's
You
like,
have to go back to your master page up there at the top. Double click again.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you select it and delete it from up there with your selection tool, and you get rid of it from there.
I hit
Okay? Yeah.
the selection tool,
Yeah.
right?
Click somewhere on that
Mm.
text and then hit your delete key. Okay?
Okay.
So whatever you guys put in here is permanent. It follows all the way through.
Oh,
Hit your delete key, and there it's gone. So now it's gone from page 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay? Because it was on that side.
what I couldn't
It's
figure out
here.
was I missed somehow how you got the color to be red. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
or
Sorry about that.
whatever.
Go ahead and Command Z to make it show up again. Command Z to undo your delete.
Yeah.
Command Z again because it's not showing up. Maybe you did something else.
Oh.
Hold down the command and then tap the Z. There. Okay, so now head over here to the fill. Properties. Nope, you had it before, now it's gone. So select it again.
Yeah.
It looks like you clicked away, so it needs to be selected. So if it disappeared, it's because you left the selection, so you need to select it one more time.
Uh-huh.
It's not selected. There, now it's selected. Now that it's selected, now over here you have the fill. Click on the white, not the word, but the white box.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
This has happened to you before. It's the box,
Yeah.
not the word. And there, when you get that box, we're having it there. Now you get to choose frame. See, you didn't wait. You chose red for the frame. So now Command Z,
What?
or choose none, and then go over here where it says frame, and switch that to text. Because we had a box, and it could be
What?
you could have colored the frame or the text.
I
Okay.
don't. Where is the frame? Oh, up there. Okay.
So, but first you have to take the red off the frame. You just gave the frame the color red. So you either
Yeah, but,
undo what you did.
I'm looking at it undone.
Okay. Then go up to frame and choose text, and then choose red again. Over here it always lags. You did it, but I don't. I see what you
There.
do about 15 seconds later. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, go back
Okay,
to
so
there.
I highlight. I
It's already highlighted. You're fine. Go back to
yeah,
the fill.
and then I hit fill the box,
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
and then I go to frame.
Go up to the
or-
top, and instead of frame, choose text. Yeah.
Oh, I
Click
see.
on the word frame and choose text, and then give it color.
Okay. Oh, thanks. Okay.
All right. And
Anyway,
Cheryl got
now
it.
I hit
Cool.
Command Z and goodbye.
Okay. Cool. Now,
Thanks.
stay
Thank
there
you.
since you're there.
Oh, I just
You
Command
could
Z'd
also
it.
make, what's that?
I just Command Z'd it.
You Command Z'd it, that's fine. We don't want that box anyway. That was just to show you again an element that whatever you do in here, so if you were to bring in a picture in here, it would pop in everywhere, which sometimes it works. In a catalog, you might have like the company logo always on the top left, for example. So you put it in here and it shows up everywhere. The advantage of that is that if suddenly you want the logo to move a little bit to the right or a little bit to the bottom or a changed color, you come here, you change it once, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the bottom, and boom, it changes down your 84 pages of your catalog. Does that make sense? It's one impression, so to say, that needs to be changed, and it changes everywhere. As long as you need it everywhere, that's good. Now, I'm going to stop your share. You can you can delete that text box if you want. I'm going to show you one other good thing. Well, instead of having you do it in this document, I'm going to share it in a different document. Trying to see. Well, here I have still my text in the middle of everything. It's so tiny it was hard to see well. I'm going to go ahead and give it a much bigger font. And notice that to give it a bigger font, I could either go over here on the far right side where I have under my fill and my stroke, change the size, or I can use the contextual box that appeared here so nicely and just tell it, give me a 36-point letter or something. Oh, it's keeping its, never mind. We didn't want the text anyway, so that's fine. So now it looks like a bigger deal. I'm going to call it bold. So now I have this big chunk. It's just easier to see it now when I go here to these pages, and there it is, right? Before I was showing it to you, it was a bit hard because, so over here, see how it's showing up? That's one thing, that things that you put in the master pages show up underneath whatever you put on top, right? So if you're going to put something on top, it's there, it's barely showing. And then over here, it's fine over here, but it's barely showing under this photo because the photo goes on top. But the one that is the least showing is here, and then here I see it again. So this is basically that chunk over there. Okay. Let's get rid of this chunk. That was just show and tell. So with your selection tool, select, oh God, I'm forgetting to have us do any screenshots for the Padlet. Egil doesn't know about the Padlet. Let me give you guys the Padlet. I decided, so there's so few of us, that we're going to keep using the digital design techniques, only I called it Digital Design Techniques Producing Newsletter and Magazine. So it's the same Padlet, because to make a new Padlet, I only get 3 Padlets a session on this app. So we're going to continue here. But I need to get Miguel to open it because he doesn't get the chat. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Don't delete that yet. If you guys can, you guys at home can do a screenshot to put in here. Let me go and tell Miguel how to do the Padlet. So this is what we're going to do, Miguel. We're going to do screenshots of this that we're learning. And right now, we're going to screenshot our master page, right, with our new thing. And we could even, in this case, now go to page like 4 and screenshot how it shows up in the middle of page 4. Does that make sense? And so now I'm going to show you how to do the screenshots, but later what we're going to do is to see your guys' work. I'm going to give you the way to access this, and we're going to go to this plus sign down here, put your name, and then we're going to upload. That's my screenshot. Those are my 2 screenshots. So I'm going to select, can you upload 2 at a time? No, it only lets me upload 1 at a time. So I'm going to upload 1. And then over here, it lets me put in more photos. So I'm going to click here again for the second photo, upload, and I'm going to do the second screenshot. So I uploaded 2 photos, that one and that one, okay? Like where it appears. in the master pages, and then how it appears thus in the middle of like page 3 and 4 or something. And then here I'm going to say master, and I'm going to call parent page because it's going to be called parent page when you make your own document. Master page is the place to put all material that we want to be in exactly the same spot across all the document. Once in the pages, it is unreachable. You can only alter it going back to the parent page. It's great for repetitive items like page numbers, logos, design features that are consistent, etc. Okay, and I'll publish that. I'll let you guys work on that while I go and show.
Well, the page numbers change.
Oh, hey
right?
Barbara, you're back. I'm just showing people how to do some master page work, and I'm going to come and show you. Okay, so let's undo. You had the text here before, right? So let's go ahead and undo so that it appears again. We don't want to do it all over again. Let's just undo the fact that you cleared it. Fill frame. And yeah, fill frame. That's there. It was there. And then all I did, okay. And then what we did is we went, lo hice más grande, daré 30 puntos en lugar de 10 puntos o algo así. Algo bien grande para que se vea mejor. Es que tenés el Type Tool en una. Entonces, o seleccionas todo o te vas de vuelta a ese tool que selecciona la caja entera. Ok, ahí va. Perfecto. Y ahora tenés que irte para que, exacto. Ok. Y esta, para moverla, tenés que irte del Type Tool, porque ahora si tratas de meterte, te metes en el Type Tool de vuelta, así que tenés que volverte al Selection Tool. Perfecto, y ahora puedes mover la caja a otra parte, donde quieras, seleccionándola, porque con eso mueves todo, ¿ok? Right, y ahora andate en el page, ya tienes otros layers, ¿dónde tenés el layers? Voy a poner los layers acá también. Ok, entonces puedes abrir layers, puedes abrir links, puedes abrir pages, ¿no? Entonces vamos acá y andate a otra página, no sé, 2 y 3, y a ver cómo esto aparece en el medio. Ah, esto es cuando el font, estas cosas rosadas es cuando el font está incorrecto. Antes que en tu caso no le pusimos todos los fonts. También. Entonces vamos a hacer un screenshot. Shift, Command. Aprieta Shift, Command y 4. Necesitas 3 dedos. Así que ahí está. Shift, Command 4. Ok. ¿Y dónde está tu mouse? Es que el mouse se transformó en esta. Ahí ya está, con eso alcanzó. Es que se transformó en esta forma. Entonces haces un click and drag y ahí mostrás esto, por ejemplo. Y ahí haces un screenshot de ese pedazo. ¿Ok? Normalmente quiero ver también estas cosas acá, pero bueno, no importa. Eso es un screenshot. ¿Sí? Hacelo de vuelta, Shift Command 4 y hacerte vos el screenshot. ¿Ok? Y ahora con este mouse hace capturar alguna porción. Ahora, en tu caso, como no puedes hacer el clic en el link que los demás hicieron, voy a darte acá, Zoomcast Recording Links, acá está el Padlet. make a screenshot class Padlet. Ahí va. Aquí estamos. Entonces ahora apretar el plus. Muy bien, pone tu nombre, Miguel. Como hiciste uno solo, en tu caso hicimos un screenshot. Bueno, hice yo uno y otro. Apretas acá y en la Mac los screenshots se van al desktop. Así que andate al desktop a buscarlo y ahí está. Entonces el de arriba es el tuyo, el último, más, o el segundo es este. No, al revés, el tuyo es este. Ahí estamos, todo eso, y haces upload. Muy bien, y acá escribís un poquito de descripción de lo que hiciste y después pones submit. Okay, so master pages or parent pages, okay? All right, did you guys get it? Let me freshen.
The best part, I think, was learning that mouse in Spanish is mouse.
That's true. I automatically switched to Spanish, which anyone who's watching the recording wouldn't be able to understand that. So I should probably give my explanations in English. But yes, sí, we call it mouse, el mouse. El mouse. Okay. All right, so Bob and Chill, you guys did some posting?
No. I
Share.
backed up, but there was nothing there, so I didn't.
What do you mean there was nothing there? I mean,
I did Command Z, 12 times, seeing if I could find
oh,
the
because
red
you had
blob
already
and
gotten rid of it. Okay, got it. Nope, got it. I hear you. No problem. All right. Let me share my screen again. We'll just do another screenshot in a little bit. Okay, so I'm giving you a bit of a overview of stuff that we've already seen as far as how to move in and out of stuff, how to see the links, but now the newest thing is the master pages and the layers, right? So what happens if we do want to add some of these elements here? So let's go ahead and go to we have no empty space here. We should probably stop using this one. There's in the page 4, or sorry, page 8 is the last one. On page 8, there's a little bit of empty space here where there's supposed to be an address or something, right? So let's go to page 8. So double click on page 8. Right? And let's say that we want to bring in a photo in here. So we need to first target the right layer. Up to now we haven't used layers. We've just kind of brought in stuff to the page. But first we need to target the right layer by selecting our layers and making sure that we are selecting pictures. So if you're wanting to put something on page furniture, you select page furniture. If you want to put something on text, you can select it. If you want to put a picture, you select pictures, right? So select the layer that you want to have your material. Since I just said I'm going to bring a new photo in here, select pictures. And then what I haven't shown you yet is what's in here. So if I open this little arrow next to the word pictures, then it shows me that on this page, page 8, I have 2 pictures. Now it shows me 2 pictures because I'm in page 8. We know there's more than 2 pictures. But on page 8 that I am, there's 2 pictures, right? And down here it says, page 8, 4 layers, right? And it's showing me those 2 pictures. In fact, if I open text, it's showing me 4 pieces of text that are on page 8. And if I click on page furniture, it's showing me the nameplate, there it is, the address, 123 Main Street, you're beginning to see 123 Main Street, a square, I guess that's the square, and a line, which I guess is this line. So those are the elements of page furniture. Does that make sense? But pictures is what we want. Well, how does this look if I move over to page 3 or 4? I am still in page 8. I rolled over to page 3 or 4, or now page 5 or 6, but I am still in page 8. You see that? Because I
Yeah.
didn't like select, but if I were to now select this page, something, I don't care what, I have now switched to page 2 and 3. And so now under pictures, I only see the volunteers picture. Does that make sense? So I'm going to, everyone go ahead and do that. Scroll around, go to this page, and click on something, whatever it might be, and then it's showing me what's on page 4 or 5. Music Festival, Annie Strong, Music Festival,
Mm.
and music. Got it?
Yeah.
So this will show you based on the page that you're in, what kind of, on the spread. This is the spread, page 2 and 3. Let's lift over to page 1, select something, and then now it's showing me that I have
You know,
1, 2, 3.
that I'm sorry, but that didn't work. It stayed on page 8 with 4
Okay.
layers.
But are you sure? Are you in your selection tool on the top left? You
Oh,
might still be on your,
no.
you might be on your type tool or something. Make sure you're in your selection
Yeah.
tool. Right?
Yeah,
And
you got
then
it.
now when you select something, it kind of shifted. Another solution would have been to go page here and shift, instead of rolling up and down, just double click page 2. And then of course when you look at your layers, you're in page 2. Go over here and double click page 8. And when you go to your layers, you'll be in page 8 because you're actually selecting that page. Does that make sense? So that's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
way. But if you happen to scroll around, which I do sometimes, that needs to be clicked on for it to flip and tell you that now we're in Skateboard 3. So everyone go back to page 8, where when we click on pictures, we see that we have stuff. And it's important to click on pictures because if I don't select, so say that I select text, just watch this portion. Say that I'm selecting the layered text. When I now place an image, so give me a second here, I'm going to place an image. I'll show you how to do this in a second, Miguel, but just a reminder that if you place an image, say like that, whatever, I'm just bringing something in.
Yeah, now I can get to it.
I brought it into text. That photo is in text.
Uh-huh.
And it shouldn't have been, since it's a picture, it should have been pictures. So I'm going to undo that. So you need to select pictures. Then when you bring in this photo, it'll appear in pictures. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
now I'll show you how to do it. So anyway, select pictures, everyone. And now let's bring in an image. Let's go to File, Place. The shortcut is Command D. And I did Command D before. We'll say File, Place. And now let's go over to our digital newsletter material. If you don't know how to get there, go to Downloads. You could also do it through Bridge, but since we're doing it as a file place, you can go to Downloads, and over there you have probably the folder, digital newsletter. And then we're in the community, and we're in the final. We're in the newsletter final. So I'm going to open that, and under links there's a ton of photos. So even though they've been used somewhere else, I'm going to grab any one of them. I don't care. I'm going to grab events, Tango, who cares? I'm going to open, and I'm going to place it in here. And who remembers how to place things? Do I click or do I click and drag?
Say that again.
Do I click or click and drag to place this image? The answer is
Double click when you get it where you want it.
actually never double click. It's click or click and drag. And did you choose
Well,
one?
you click and drag
Hold
it
on,
to
let
where
me help
you
Miguel.
want
Go choose
and then you would
an image.
click
Let me help Miguel
again
choose something.
to place it.
So go into links.
It's weird. I don't even see this. I
So
Sorry.
did you manage to choose something before we even try to place it? Were you able to find an image? Any image. It can be an image from your computer. It doesn't matter. Let me escape. I went to File, Place, and then I went to find the folder, which we just downloaded. So I went to my Downloads folder,
there's the.
and there's your digital newsletter, right? And then inside of the digital newsletter, I had a folder with links, which I know are all the photos. So I opened that, and I chose one of them. I don't care which. Yeah?
So shouldn't the digital newsletter class files be with the other thing? The from 2 days ago? No?
Yeah, they. You can also do this from Bridge, which is where we had, and open links in there and just drag it in. But since I was inside of InDesign, when you do File Place, you have to find it in your Finder window. And so they are
Oh,
not. It's the class files, not of. It's the new one that you downloaded today. You have it in your Downloads folder, Bob. We already did that. So go to your Downloads folder. And
yeah, but I'm in Bridge now, so why should I get
okay, if you're in Bridge, if you go look for it in Bridge and you select that, then in this case you can drag it in. You can just, but see, for that I need to move the app that I don't like to do, but you can just drag it in like that and place it in that way. But you like dragging, you like moving your apps around, so you can drag it. I like to keep them in the same spot. So this way I'm just placing it in. You can also,
Oh,
let me just show you one more thing you could do. You can go to InDesign here and say Browse in Bridge, okay? So if you're in here, let me just undo that. You can be in InDesign. I've been doing File Place to get it from the Finder window, but I could say File Browse in Bridge instead of File Place. I could say File Browse in Bridge, and then I can select that guy and open. Oh, now it's trying to open in Photoshop. So that was my bad. Oh, yeah.
it's yeah, it's crazy. I'm sorry. Okay, cancel.
Let me quick cancel. So I prefer the File Place because I don't want to move my app around. If I have two windows and you have InDesign in one, and I do at home, I have two different monitors, and so I have Bridge on one side, occupying one space, InDesign another, and then I just drag in. You know what I mean? But here, that I don't have that much space, it's easier to do the File Place, but that's just me. But you can, yeah, you can just drag from here, hover over InDesign, and then it goes into InDesign, and then you drop it in here. So that's another way. I think it's easiest to do File Place. Your choice. But once I'm in here, I have this image, and I can either simply click, and look what's going to happen if I simply click. It's humongous. Remember?
Yeah.
Click, it gets really big. So I'm going to Command Z. It comes back to my hands, and this time I'm going to click and drag to have it fit inside of that column. I'm going to Command Z again, and let's try that again. Click. It comes in at the size the photo is, and I can't use it right now. So Command Z. Command Z is undo. And this time I put my one end of the column to the other end of the column, and I click and I drag so that it fits within the column, and now it fits right. And most importantly, it appears in my pictures. The name of this was Events Tango, and it is in the right spot, is in my pictures on page 8. Okay? Bob's like, meh.
No,
Maybe.
I have no idea even where those images are.
All right, so
Um,
I'm going to stop my share, and you're going to share your screen, and I'll give you a hand. Go ahead and share your screen. Okay, so leave Bridge. Go back to InDesign. Go back to InDesign. Did you open a second version? It's like you opened a second version. Go ahead and say OK. Yeah, you're opening a new.
Joaquin Bailey Musacchio.
Give me a second. My son, who doesn't know I'm teaching late. Hey, sweetie, I'm teaching.
That's how it's all right.
It's okay, but do you need it, right? Okay. Hold on, because I know he needed it, right? Give me a second, guys, because this is the first time I'm here at night.
Is that the little one all grown up?
This is my little one who is now 19.
I'll always think of him as that little guy.
Okay. I just texted him that I can pick him up around 9. All right. Or sooner.
Okay.
right. What you're doing here is that now that I can pay attention, you're opening the whole document again. You've opened a second document, and that's why you're going through all of this. So go ahead and say skip for now, and then we're going to close it. I don't know why you went into that, but you double clicked on the thing. Okay, so
I was
let's,
trying to find the
you
images.
have 3
that
of them
I
now.
have no idea where
So
they
let's
are.
close this. Yeah, but I'm going to, yeah, click. I need to get rid of my green stuff. Yep, so now say don't
Oh, what I
save,
do
because
with
we
my
don't want to save
telephone.
anything. Say don't save. And then close this one too. Say don't save again.
Right here.
So now
right
you're on page 8, okay, and you're going to bring some stuff in here. So you're going to make sure, first of all, to select your pictures layer on the far right,
Yeah.
over there.
I
Select
think
your
I
picture
had.
layers. Yeah. Okay. Now, you're going to say file place,
Well, here's where I got into trouble. I didn't
file.
know where the images were.
Okay, so say file place. I'll show you now. Okay, so when you downloaded the class files, you downloaded them and they download into your downloads folder. This is what I mean when I say you need to take my Mac classes. This is just nothing to do with Adobe. This is just file handling and stuff. So your files you downloaded went into your downloads folder. Here it is. You see it?
Yeah.
Right there? Okay, so click on your downloads folder. Okay, click on it. Good. And here's the folder, Digital Newsletter Class Files. Double click on that. Double click to open it up. Okay. And in this 3 folders, we were in the Newsletter Final. That's where we opened up before. So double click Newsletter Final. This one I'm just reminding you. You don't need to remember that. And in the folder called Links, we have all the links to this document. So all the linked files. So double click again on Links. And there
Newsletter.
we go. Here's a bunch of photos. Choose any one of them. I chose the tango. Choose one. It doesn't matter which. Yep. Okay, and then say open. And now I'm going to clean all my drawings. And now, hold on. It takes forever. When I clear my drawings, it takes forever too. Okay, so now here you have it in your mouse. There it is. Drag your mouse over here where we're going to place it. Put your mouse, there it is. You're kind of carrying it. And now, if you click one time, go ahead and try it. Click one time. And it's going to appear really big. See that? That's too big. That's when you simply click. So now the Command Z, and it goes back into your hand. Yeah, and now this time click and drag right within these guidelines so that it appears only where you want it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Perfect.
now what?
Click now and drag. Don't let go of your mouse. Click and drag. No, you clicked and that's all you did. So Command Z again. This time when you click, keep your mouse down and drag out so that you can size it the way you want it. So click your mouse, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Just click and drag your mouse,
Oh, got it.
and then it comes out whatever size is going to come out. And again, it takes like 10 seconds before we see it, but there it appeared. Okay? And if it's not in the right place, you can again Command Z and pick it up again and drop it again until it's in the right place. It's much easier than fixing it, right?
Wow.
You happen to have all your columns there, which are a bit confusing. If you turn the bottom eyeball off, then you would stop seeing the confusing four 4 columns. Or the problem with doing the W is that now you don't see the columns at all, and you do need to see the columns to know where to place it. So you should do the W again, and then just turn the eyeball off here on the 4 columns, which are confusing
Oh,
because this page doesn't do 4 columns. Yeah, there you go. So now you can do a Command Z to pick this up again in your hand. It'll just, do a Command Z once or twice until it's back in your hand. Because since you already did a few other things, you might need to Command Z once or twice. Now you're moving it, so now you probably have to Command Z 2 or 3 times. There we go. Now that it's in your hands again, now you might want to put the beginning edge across this column line, and your mouse drag it to this column line so that it falls in to the right spot. There you go. Perfect.
oh,
Now it's in the right spot. Got it?
yeah.
All right, Cheryl,
yes.
did that work for you? All right. So now, since before we didn't get a screenshot, do you want to try a screenshot where you also include the layers, right? So do this where you include the layers. You might want to open. Hold on, before you do that, you want to open the layers. Oh, I hate when all these green things appear again. Go to the next to the P for the word pictures. No, yeah, next to the P of the word pictures, there's a little arrow.
Oh,
Open that up. Yep, and there it is. Hopefully the new one was the
Yeah,
volunteers.
that's
There
all.
it is. Okay, and then there it is. So you put it in the right spot. For those of you, so go ahead and do a screenshot of this and then post it. I'm going to post the link on the chat one more time. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter which photo. Perfect. Copy. I'm going to put the chat one more time. And Miguel, did you get it? Do you remember how to do the screenshot and everything? Did you say yes or no, or do you want me to give you a hand? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this piece where we see how we've brought it in. I'm going to go in here and do a post. Diana.
It's not working. Ah, okay. R18. Okay.
Okay, so basically I'm saying first I selected the pictures layer. Then I placed an image with the column within the column constraints by choosing File, Place, selecting my image, and clicking and dragging from one end of the column margin to the other. Okay? And then that fell in the right spot. Now, while you guys are posting, I wanted to say that had I say that I had placed the pictures layer in the text layer or not. Can you guys see for a minute? Watch my screen.
yeah.
Say that I had gone in the wrong spot. Right now it's in the right spot, but say this belonged in text. Well, no big deal. I could go over here and just drag it up, right? And now it's in the right spot. So say that I had placed it in the wrong spot, I could have just dragged it, but it isn't. It is actually a picture, so I'll put it back in pictures. Okay? So it's not tremendously bad if you chose the wrong thing to replace it in the right place. But be careful that if you keep working and you forget, then after a while you forget what's what, right? You start looking at all the description and you go, what was what, right? And so if you put it here and you didn't notice, later you'd have to read everything to find what is that or what isn't that. Or if you select it, then you look over here and that little box that's colored blue, that would be the right one, and then you click over there, and now, see the big difference? This is colored red because it's in the red layer. This is colored blue because it's in the blue layer, right? So that little box is blue versus that little box is red, or had I put it in the page furniture, then that little box is green. So those color codings helps. Look at my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I have the Tango and the page furniture, and I have a green box around it. If I go and put it in red, see how it kind of got red? Or if I put it in blue, events in blue, now it's got a blue thing around it, right? So just these colors help you also kind of, it's very subtle, but it helps you see if the things are in the right layer. If I click on a photo and it's got red around it, that's fine. If I click on it and I see that it's got green, I probably need to go over here, find, and how do I find it? Well, when you select it, it becomes red. When you select it, you can go, ooh, that's a picture. It shouldn't be in page furniture. You drag it up to pictures. Okay? So can you all try that? Moving some things around, up and down the layers so that you can move them into their, just take them out, like select this photo, go over here, and the girl with the skateboard, you know it's right there because it's the one that has that little box. It selects the whole layer one time, and then the selected image has also a little box, right? If I click on this guy, the layer pictures get selected, but then this is the skate park too. So I can grab it and drag it into like page furniture, for example. And you'll see that there's a green thing on it, and that's wrong, so now you can select it again and drag it back into red because it's a picture. Okay? So try doing that back and forth a few times, see if you can get a handle on it, and if you need a hand, let me know. You can share your screen, or you can just do it. And class is almost over, so this is a good time to ask me anything else before we need to finish. But I want to see if I can do one more thing before class ends. So let me know how you're doing with this. Give me a yes or give me a no if you need help and you want to share your screen. Miguel, did that work for you? No? Were you able to move things in and out?
Yeah.
Up and down? Okay. Yeah, we're not going to we're going to do a save as. We don't want to save these changes because we don't want the messed up template. We're going to do a save as to create a version that's new, not the final, right? So we're going to go say File, Save As. And instead of calling it Newspaper Final, we're going to click in there after the final, and we're going to write -practice, right? Because we're messing it up a little bit. It's not really the final anymore. So we know that's the one that we're messing with, and then we'll say save. Okay? I should have had us do that at the beginning because we're messing it up a bit. That's okay. So were you all able to move some layers around? Some photos into one layer and taking it out and putting it in another layer? Were you were doing that, Cheryl? You said yeah. Bob, were you able to do that? You guys said yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. So
Doesn't
literally,
matter.
all I did is I grabbed something from here and I dragged it and dropped it there. It's the Events Tango, so keep an eye on what the name it is, and then I just dropped it there. Or I dropped it there. Try that, and if it's not working, then I'll have you share your screen. So I can give you a hand. Want to try that one more time? And then tell me if you can do that. Barbara, you were gone for a little bit, so I haven't followed up on you, but I think, let me know if we're basically working with layers right now.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch them.
That's okay. Just in case you were
I
trying to.
didn't want to hold the whole.
No, that's fine. But all I was doing is saying if you want to follow through, just open the layers link, and then we're just dragging things in and out. Okay. So let's collapse the layers, meaning click on this thing so that the layers close. So click, click to open and close the layers. Okay. And I want to show you one more thing. Let's go ahead and do Command minus so that we can see the full page instead of the close-up page. And I'm going to go ahead and in Pages, I'm going to go up again to the master page, double-click master page, or parent page, as I said before. I'm going to hit the W so that I see the columns again. Okay, so now I'm working with the master page, seeing columns. And if you put your mouse here in between the master page and these things, my mouse becomes double and I can make it bigger. And I'm going to show you my solution because I really hate that when I go into the documents, I'm seeing all 3, 3, 3, 3, and then when I go to 3 columns, and when I go to pages 6 and 7, I really don't like that in this one I have to go and turn on the column guides, and I'm seeing 4 columns and 3 columns. You see how, I mean, this page seems crazy to me? Does that make sense? So I'm going to tell you what my solution for that would be. Turn off the column guides for a minute. Whoops. That's my alarm. 5 more minutes. Okay, this is going to be quick. In Pages, so first of all, in the layers I turned off the column guides visual because it's too confusing for me. Right? So I turned that off. I don't like having all of that. Now let's go to the place where we had master pages, and I'm going to choose to make a new parent page. I can do that there, or I can go all the way to the bottom and click on this little plus sign, right? But over here, I'm going to be new parent page, and I'm going to call it parent page B, and it's going to be 2 pages. So basically, this default that's showing up is good. And I'm going to say OK. So now I have a B parent page. The first one was A master. This is the old name. Now that it's new, it's called parent, but that one should say parent. I don't know, it's so weird that it opens up with the old name. But now they're called parent pages, okay? And on this one, it by default shows up with the same amount of columns. But I don't want 4 columns. I want 3 columns. So I'm going to click over here. Nope, the columns get fixed in there. Let me see, layout, margins and columns. Okay, so now this came out by the default 3 columns. I'm going to go up to layout, margins and columns. And I'm going to choose 4 columns. Okay, 4 columns. And see how it switched to 4 columns? Why did it do it to only that page? Oh, because I have to do it one for each page. Okay. So it did it for one side that I had selected. I'm going to say OK, and now let's select this other side. And I'm going to go back again to Layout, Margins, and Columns and select 4 columns. So now my master page B has 4 columns. Tell me if you got that. It's only you two, Bob and Cheryl, so Cheryl has to give me some indication because she can't stop. But Bob, did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Miguel, did you get that? Yeah, so now up here, switch to the other page, and then get it again. Edit layout, margin columns, and do it to the second side. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now this is master A, this is master B. The rest of these pages are regulated by default. Since we only had one master page before, it just set up for all of them. But now, before, you didn't see it, but there wasn't an A. Before, you didn't see it because we only had one master page. But now what we want is we're going to grab this B parent page. Watch. See how this says A. Everything was regulated by master page A. Now I'm going to grab B parent page. Watch. I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to drop it on top of page 6 and 7. And then I'm going to grab the right side and drag it on top of page 6 and 7. So now my pages 6 and 7 are handled by master page B. So when I double click to master page B, it's like, oh, sanity. You see how there's 4 columns? There's something missing, though. You need to tell me what that might be. But for now, I want to make sure that you see that. I don't have to have the weird 2 and 3 column thing, which is driving me bonkers. I just made a master page that's different for these 2 pages. If it worked, give me a yes, thumbs up, or nope, no idea what you're talking about. Miguel, you good? Okay. Bob?
Well, I've have these on the pages on the right,
Okay.
but I don't see any images on that. Is still back with 4 lines, 4 columns.
Okay,
There's nothing in it.
so right now you're still on B parent, page B, right? Up here where there's nothing in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now go to page 6 and 7, double click on page 6 and 7,
Yeah.
right here, and then go and grab the little box of B, left side, and drag it on top of the left side of 6, and then the right side of B, and drag it on top of 7.
Oh, I did that. I did
Okay.
not.
So now when you check on page 6 and 7, do you see 4 columns? On the other pages, it's always 3 columns, 3, 3, 3. And on 6 and 7, do you see 4?
Yeah.
If you see 4, it's done correctly. It's good. I don't know if you remember, but before we were seeing the 3 plus the 4, and it was a mess, this page. You guys remember what I'm talking about? Let me open the one. Let me open this one. And by the way, class is over, but let me newsletter final. Let me open the final.
know how to do this.
And let me remind you what this page used to look like.
Looks like 4 and 4 to me.
It used to look like this, where we had the 3 in the background and the 4 on top. You see that? That's what we were seeing before. It was,
Isn't that 4 columns?
it's 4 columns, but the guides, like if you hit the W, you have 4 columns, but when you have the guides, it was hard to know which guides to follow because you had the guides for 4 columns and the guides for 3 columns. If you don't hit the W, it's fine. It looks like 4 columns, but when you hit the W, where do you put the text? Where do you drop the information? Which columns do you follow? So in the one that we just made, all we did is make the right guides for it. That's all.
Oh.
And if you don't understand the difference right now, it doesn't matter too much. Most importantly to me, what matters is that you understand that you can have different master pages to guide the important stuff. But let me just point out what's missing is down here,
No, yeah, right.
the A page community news March 2026 is gone. See that?
Yeah.
Because in the master pages A, they were there. Master pages B that we created, we made 4 columns, but we didn't put that there. So, and we don't have to do that right now, but I'm going to do it to show you. I can select all this stuff from master page A, copy it, go to master page B, and then say File, Edit, Paste in Place. Boom. So now I paste it onto master page B. The same exact stuff that I had on master page A, and now when I go to pages 6 and 7, 4 columns, and I still have my bottom stuff. Okay? So I just have to make sure that the stuff that still needs to stay on all stays on all, and I copied it and paste in place, puts it in the exact identical spot that it was in there, instead of me having to put it in there and guide it again. So now both my master pages have the stuff that's necessary, which is that, but one set is so if this were to be another 20 pages, I could choose sometimes to use the 2 columns, sometimes to use the 3 columns, sometimes to use the 2 columns, sometimes to use the 3 columns. Does that make sense? It's just a way to work within the guidelines that makes more sense. All right, so let's save that, and we're going to close them both, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Okay.
Diane, what would I look up to find out how to put a save as underneath the save? You know, when you go to save something?
Just go ahead and share your screen, because my InDesign just quit. Look at that. So weird.
Okay.
Ignore, so I can't share you because my InDesign just quit. So
Oh
let me
dear.
stop my share yours.
Um,
All right, guys, class has been over for a few minutes. I'm sorry that I kept you over. If you have any questions, of course, as I'm staying with Barbara to answer, but if not, I will see you on Wednesday. Okay?
okay,
All
I've
right,
got
so Barbara, what's your question?
okay. You know, you have save. Let me open this real quick. Oh, gotta move everything over.
So you don't open from there, you open from the name. Yeah, so double click on the name to open it. Okay?
Okay. So
If you want to save as.
I want to save it, but I want
Okay,
to
that's
do
the
the
problem.
save as.
Yeah, in 99%, there
Oh,
it is,
now
File
this
Save
one,
As.
this one has a save as. Most of when I open a document, it doesn't have a save as underneath the save. Otherwise, you have to change the title. You have to do something like number 2 or. So that wasn't a good one to pick. Where am I? I'm lost. Close that. Close that. Maybe just I'll open a just okay, this. Tips for building a successful newsletter. That's on pages. So I go up here and I come down and there's save. But I want to put it save as under that.
Hold on. I was talking to you and you couldn't hear me, and it's because my microphone had finished. I was going to say 99% of the programs have a Save As, except for Pages, Keyword, and Keynote. Keyword, Numbers, and Keynote, which are the Mac versions. Instead of Save As, you go to File, and it says Duplicate, which makes more sense if you think about it, because duplicate is really what you're doing when you do a Save As. So instead of Save As, it says Duplicate. It's the only 3 programs that I know that have that. And then you give it a new name, and there you go. Now you have 3 of them, so you've made 3 copies already. So it's giving you a 3rd version, right? What's that? Oh, don't shut down. Just log out. Hold on. Say cancel to that, and then go to there and say log out. Yeah, and then they need to stay on. Perfect. Thank you, Miguel. Nice seeing you again after a long time. See you on Wednesday. All right. Thank you. And did you sign in to the roster today? Please sign your name at the roster on the way in. No. Okay. So there you go. You've made 4 copies of this. It's the only programs that don't say save as are these 4 Apple products. The save as is basically a duplicate making
Right.
tool, and so they just say duplicate. But the first time you come across it, it's so weird because everything else says save as, right? So they
Right.
just decided to make it, adios. They just tried to make it what it should be, and there you go. That's the.
So there it says copy. So then I would go up here and go file, save. And then it goes in with that name with that copy at the end of it, or copy
That one
two.
keeps that name, yeah.
Right. Okay. I
Okay.
can live with that, I guess.
For some
Thank
reason,
you.
I don't know why, for those they chose to make them save as. They're trying to make them the right design, and the save
User
as is
friendly.
just one of those like things that came from the historical, and it really makes no sense. Why save as? Why don't you just duplicate, which is what you're doing. You're creating a duplicate. So in that sense, it makes more sense, but we're not accustomed to that. We're accustomed to it saying save as.
Yeah, and it's like we used a PC for so long. I used to build them, but changing over to Mac, everything was so hard for me at first. I'm getting used to it, but I haven't been on my computer in 2 months. I haven't done anything. I've been laying on my left side.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've had it for every 2 years or every year or so for like 5 years of my life. It would come back, and then cross my fingers, it didn't come back again. But oh God, it is so debilitating when you have
Oh,
it.
it's never been this bad.
It's horrible.
I mean, just turn my head like that and I go, whoo. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Let's see. Delete.